Yeah. All right, we should be live now. Everybody.
Bonjour, everybody.
That's twice today, dude. Fucking stop. Bonjour, mes amis. Ah, très bien, très bien.
This is the French episode of the Lower Decks. I'm here with Admiral
Is
Foley. Is a
is Rubincon with the N. It's not Rubicon, it's Rubincon.
Rubincon.
Blah. Blah blah blah. Now I'm Transylvanian. Ah.
Yeah, translating that. Excellent. Everything makes sense.
Hi guys, we're back.
Hello.
And we're keeping it interesting because that's what we do here.
Vote in the poll. You gotta vote in the poll right now.
You gotta vote in the poll. You gotta vote in the poll.
Like right now. Everyone.
I can officially say,
Oh god. Oh god.
and I'm fucking thankful for this. I'm at that stage where I'm done and sick and tired of talking about Starfleet Academy.
Right.
Picard seasons 1 and 2, it was like episode 4 I was done, and I had to slug through the next 6.
Excellent.
I'm finally at that stage where I'm just fucking irritated with it, and it's the finale, so we're good. We'll get this one done,
Okay.
and we're done.
Well, that's a good sign. It lingered
Sure,
positively.
yeah.
Huh. All right. Yeah. What a start. He doesn't not like it either. It's just, we do this all the time for you guys. And that's okay. So this is the time before we formally start putting super chats, putting thoughts, putting comments, putting questions. Let's hear what you guys think first. It's what we do. And if you want to do the PayPal, it is worth so much more. So any big huzzah into the season, that is tremendous. I'm going to start sharing though. So you guys put your thoughts in and vote in the poll. I didn't put an F because of course it's not an F this episode. That would be silly. See you in a second, Stuart. But yeah, put in your thoughts. We want to hear them right away. Because you're like first bit of time. See you in a second, Stuart.
Do it. Do it. We do have some PayPals, which is great. So we'll get into those and the super chats in just a second here as soon as Sam is done sharing the video. I am having to so it's fine. I'll leave it like that. It's fine. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna be talking about season 1, episode 10, well, finale of season 1 of Starfleet Academy, and this one is called Rubincon with an N. It's not Rubicon as it should be, but hey, Rubincon. It's fine. I don't know why it's that way, but it's fine. So that's a thing. My plasma light has been up lately, and as a result, it's just sketchy, sketchy, sketch. Sketchy, sketchy, sketch. Oh, baby. We will do that then, maybe, and then put it there, and that's good, maybe. Is that going to work? Yeah, that's not going to work. That's not going to be good. I'm still talking to you. Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Do the things you need to do. You guys know the routine by now. At least you should. Do all the YouTuber things you need to do. Make sure you super chat in with your thoughts, comments, questions. Make sure you PayPal in with your thoughts, comments, questions. Do the things. Visit the links down below in the description of every video. All that kind of stuff. That's at the wrong angle. That's better. I think. I don't know. There we go. That's better. That's better. There we go. Anyway, so do all the things you need to do. Those are the things you need to do. Do them. Participate. Vote in the polls. Do all the things. It's a horrible name. Yes. Can't pronounce Kronos properly, so Rubicon 2 seems on par. Hey, that's perfectly legit. What is going on? Mother
Oh.
fucker.
The borging?
Yeah, it's, this has been on constantly for like years, so.
You saying it's not rated for 8,000 hours non-stop?
Yeah, I guess. It should be. It's got different settings and it's quite finely tuned.
Do you turn it off at night or just go on throughout the night?
Oh, no, it's always on. Always on.
Wow.
I don't turn off any of my electronics, really. Got the plasma thing over there, too, which was never off either.
Oh. Hey, Jill's here. Hi, yeah? Glad you could make it.
Yes. Welcome. Oh, yeah, it's pausing. Let's see. What is it doing?
Yes, indeed, Jill.
Oh,
This is a
man.
pre-show. Let you guys put your thoughts in and
Yeah.
sharing. Yeah. Stuart, what do people have to say? I want to know. I'm eager to hear.
I'm eager to hear as well, because
Excellent.
this is the way things work. God damn it.
Unlike that.
I know,
So,
right?
Right now in the chat, let us know what you think of the episode. Any big thoughts, big questions, big comments. This is the season finale of season 1. We have a whole new season of Wrapped, so we'll hopefully hear the next sort of month if they'll do a season 3. Either sets are not going to be still up because they're not worth keeping up money-wise. Maybe 2 months, but that's really pushing it. Hopefully we'll hear. But you always have the 7-day reaction to how the episode is, and in theory, the season finale would have the best views. Intro end will have the best views because we'll come back to it. So we'll see if that happens.
Indeed.
Put in your thoughts. Do you like it? And do vote in the poll. We have a tremendous 46 votes. That is fantastic. Keep voting. And like I said, PayPal is tremendous. Absolutely helps super much. And do keep in mind, guys, before we start, we're doing the closing few weeks, or closing week, sorry, and then there'll be TOS reviews, which could be crazy. So do tune in if you like this time and you like TOS, which you should do, and a blunt, honest review. Jump to those. Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're gonna do the TOS reviews, like these reviews, like it's brand new to us, first time seeing it. We're going to go through it and do the exact same thing, edited and live. Yeah,
which we've never done
Should be
before
fun.
for TOS. So, and you've probably never talked about one episode for that long in a focus bit before. Because why would you?
Exactly. Yeah. It'll be interesting. So, yeah, everything's wrong today. I don't know what. All this happened right all day. Nothing was happening, and then everything just goes wrong at the last minute. Anyway, hi. Welcome.
We look great, Stu. You really are dapper today.
Right? Fucking fabulous. We've had beautiful, nice weather. All the snow melted. It was fine. Then it was raining this morning. Then it fucking snowed. And so we got a lot of snow again. And then it's now raining again. And it's going to be mild for the weekend. And it's going to all go. It's just annoying me. And look, see, it's doing a thing again. What the hell? It's voice activated right now. So, wow. Oh my God. I'm going to have to mess with it after the live because it's going to annoy me the entire live. Just so you know.
You annoyed? Crazy.
Never a thing that's happened in the history of mankind. Are you doing original effects or remastered? That's the silly question. Original effects are kind of shit, so
yeah, but I will complain if they're not very good, or if I can do them better, which I can do a lot of them better, and that's okay.
He's better than everyone.
Well, better than 2007 lowish budget, lowest bidder wins effects. Yeah.
Lowest budget.
Yeah.
I mean, better than your budget. I'm not gonna lie.
He ain't wrong. He ain't wrong.
I very rarely am wrong.
That's true. My budget for my entire content is less than one episode, probably.
Hi. It's fine. Just ignore me.
I can't.
What are they saying? Oh, we got some PayPals and super chats.
We
I'll
do.
get those in just a second here.
Jill, Bracken seems to be obsessed with Earth culture. Know your enemy. Well, yeah, but Earth.
A lot of people are complaining about his Earthisms.
But Earth wasn't part of the Federation his entire life, so that wouldn't be who you'd know.
Nope.
It's just because we get it, For Trekyards, I occasionally invent alien stuff that's like, oh, this Bajoran tradition that's like you've never heard of, and they're saying it with such love and reverence because rather than saying old 18th century literature, no, old 27th century Andorian literature. It's like
yeah,
the universe is bigger than just Earth. But what are people saying, Stuart?
All right, well, let's get to it. We'll get to the PayPal's first, I guess. PayPal's first, yes. John Ford has sent us, John Ford Jr., one of our amazing
people sent us $75. So thank you so much.
Amazing.
He says,
Appreciate you.
overall, I found the episode underwhelming as compared to the yet again galactic level stakes. Stakes were too high, requisite to the conveyed level of intention of the characters and the response to same. Production value felt very cheap. The trial scenes felt like filler. Yes, and also reusing the atrium sets. Although they did change them, but still.
I think filler's a bit
Yeah.
harsh, given that was the main plot of the season.
Yeah, I know. And I think, as
Yeah.
we've talked about many times, the stakes could have been more realistic. Have minds in key
We'll get
key
there,
areas.
because you had the best idea earlier today. When we get there, we'll get there, because that was perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we've got John Ford Jr. again, who sends another $75. Damn.
Oh, shit, really?
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, you made our month. Not even joking.
Payoff, yes. Payoff did not rise to the level of the big setup. Best part of the episode was Reno in command of Athena and bridge scenes. Episode would have been helped by presence of Commander Thok on Athena. Yes. Biggest disappointment of the season was the lack of meaningful use of the Doctor. Yeah, I mean, he was important in Sam's story, and we got to see his mobile emitter in this one, which we were wondering about. So,
But no, seriously, John, that is amazing. Thank you so much for PayPal and not super chatting, because we would have lost so much of that. So,
yeah,
exceptional. Appreciate you.
And Ray Ricks throws in £10
Ooh.
and says, "Okay, episode a little bland. I know it's been said again and again, but the idea of 47 mines." 47 mines covering the Federation is silly. No, it's Omega 47. So Omega 47.
He probably
mines,
meant that, just
not 40. Okay, that's fair. Glad to see they address the issue of Disco crossing the barrier. Honestly, my favorite thing about this episode was Jet Reno being honestly great in command. Yeah, I mean, we said it in our other review. I mean, Sam did. She had more lines in this than she did in her whole tenure on Discovery, and it's great. I think her character is awesome in this one,
and they
especially as like
good
a
lines.
mentor. Yeah, a mentor or teacher to the students. Like, good, but you're gonna lose points. Cue the violins. Like, I love the way she deals with people. Just suck it up, So that's great.
Suck it up for a ball.
Yeah. So that's it for the PayPal. So thank you so much.
It's a huge difference, as you guys
John
very
Ford,
well know.
Thank you. Robert Buckley gifted 5 Trekyards memberships. So thank you, Robert. Let's see. We'd like to welcome Blue G6 Demon.
Okay.
Yuki Kurin.
Cool.
The human over there, 1701.
Everywhere. Oh, over there. Oh, hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Stop stalking me.
Mario Schneider, 192. And Rob Valtor. Welcome to the channel, guys.
Rob Valtor.
Yes.
Like an evil name. A good way. Valtor.
Valtor Pan.
Ooh, what's that? I know that.
Valtor Pan. It's a Vulcan ritual.
Yeah.
The refusing.
Yes. Ding.
The refusion.
Ding.
Yep.
Ding.
Fleet Paw throws in $5. So thank you so much.
Oh.
Welcome. You are live. I will say this type of explosion would have killed the random no named red shirt on the bridge if this was TNG or DS9 or Voyager. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It's a pretty brutal explosion in the thumbnail, let's be honest.
Yep, that's why I picked it.
BJ throws in $2. I've come to like the bridge layout, but too shiny. Yeah. It's more like a command center.
Yeah.
Like, it would feel better if in a starbase or something. But anyway.
Yeah, it would not be surprising if it turns up in Stranger Worlds as a starbase interior.
Yeah.
Because it feels like it. 100%.
BJ also goes on with $2 to say, no Klingons riding to the rescue. No, that would have been good. Not necessary, but it would have been good. And no, I think it played out fairly well. Didn't need them necessarily, but would have been nice to kind of see them again. So
we'll have elevated the material versus was needed, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Robert Buckley, $2. Cap, my protostar finally came in yesterday. Well, that's awesome. Good to hear.
Very nice. I look forward to
Don't
maybe
know
getting
what
it one
mine
day. Maybe.
Fleet Paw, $2. Dapper like me, right? Right? Guys, affirm me. Dapper. Who said dapper? What? Oh, you're talking about me. Because Sam called me dapper in the beginning. You said I was like attractive or something. I don't know. You said I looked good, didn't you?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Maybe not that positive to you. That sounds a bit too nice. I think I'm not quite there.
That's true.
Don't get too for yourself to be.
Olivia throws in $5 and says, "Welcome to Trekyards. Please make yourself at home. Watch out for Fleetpaw. He might eat you. Make sure you hit like." Yes, Fleetpaw does tend to airlock people, but still occasionally eat some people as well.
Fleetpaw eat back?
I guess. Ha! Ha! That's good.
Yeah, is that?
Fleetpaw, $2. I don't eat people, just airlock them. Be warned. Yes.
Be warned.
All right, well, that's a great way to start out. Thank you so much, guys.
It is.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I'm ready for the question.
Okay. Hi, Stuart.
Hi, Sam.
Okay. Ooh, here we go. So, Stuart, what do you think of Season 1, Episode 10 of Star Trek Academy? And how did it compare in second watch? And how did the payoffs, setups, and oomph pay off in a second time? But speaking of that, Stuart, the poll results are in 50 votes. 50 votes, guys, Stuart. D wins at 52%. Second best, B at 18%, 16% A, and C at 14%. So majority of you, C or lower, and majority I think it was a D. So for the most part, you guys didn't like the episode at all, because a D is a fail, right? Or it's a embarrassing success.
Donnie last night gave it a 5 out of 10.
Right?
What?
Yeah.
And I'm not even, has he ever done that before? Like that low?
No, but there's been so many worse episodes that he's like, I love this. It's an 8 out of 10.
Really? That for him is a 0.2.
Yeah.
Because his 9.9 is like a 6 in terms of more real scale.
Yeah.
Damn, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. It surprised me too, but, you know, it's worth mentioning at least. I'm just going to leave my phaser here so I don't have to keep moving it every fucking time. Anyway.
Shit.
Robert Buckley
okay.
throws in $50.
Oh, thank you
so much. Dear Sam, to start your Protostar money gathering journey, I paid like 80% for Cap, so here's half. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I would like one, so that certainly helps.
Yeah.
We'll have to do Protostar fund. Thank you.
All right, in response to your question, I thought this would be worse on multiple watch throughs. It's actually not. It actually flows together really well for me.
Okay.
Noose Bracca's speech is really good. I like
Which
the
one?
way that plays out.
Which one?
Any of them. I think Paul Giamatti shines in this.
Yeah.
I really do like his character. He makes a good villain. I just wish that he wasn't so high stakes of a villain, because that just doesn't make any sense, really. But I mean, some of the trial scenes, I was disappointed to see them in the atrium, honestly, but I wanted to see the inside of one of the Venali Rawl ships for sure, but we didn't get that, so that's fine. But overall, it was a good rewatch, and like I said, I like it better than the previous episode. I just wish the stakes wouldn't have been as high, and again, we can get into that at some point, because there's a way it would have been much better and much more personal stakes, as opposed to oh my god, the burn 2.0. So I wish they hadn't have gone there. They kind of just screwed themselves by doing that, but that was the writers trying to be like, it's got to be something big and epic.
Does it?
It really, it doesn't. I was just going to say, it really doesn't. But no, I think everybody's performances were good, except for Raimi. He got like nothing to do.
Yeah.
I thought there would be more of a conflict between him and Genesis there for a while, because she's like trying to help him, and he's like, do you want to do Helm? And she's like, no, I'm just trying to help. It's like, oh really? Because it's not really helping. So that I thought was going to go somewhere, and I didn't necessarily.
Not this season, you know?
No. I missed Laura Thok. I missed Vance. I mean, they were there for a hot second, but could have used definitely more Laura. She wasn't there for like the last couple episodes, really.
Second half of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, probably. It actually been a single episode. I don't recall. No? Yes?
Yeah. So get them in there more would have been nice. Yeah. But I think everybody else kind of had good moments. Jet having command was awesome. Holly Hunter again impressed me with Aki, the way
Mhm.
she handled everything. I love that Caleb's mom wasn't a bad guy. That kind of was unexpected because there was a lot of cutaway shots to her many times where things were happening. It's like she's going to be a bad guy. Look at her reaction. And then the
Oh,
whole who shot the pilot. I thought for sure she was going to say Noose, and she's going to be like, no, 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 don't do that again.
don't say yourself short. It was you.
Yep, but no, he dressed up to it, and okay, cool. So honestly, it played out really well, and it actually is better on rewatches. It doesn't.
Ooh.
The
Okay.
first time watching through it, I like there was like 25 minutes left, and I left at the time. I was kind of like, eh. But on rewatches, I was really enjoying the kind of more subtleties or
Mm.
the Baraka-isms, I guess, because he was really great. I honestly, yeah. Everybody's kind of had a good amount of stuff to do and say, and it kind of felt good, and I love that it was a happy ending. I don't know why the credits were the way they were. There's some funny stuff in there if you actually read the stuff, but didn't get a chance to read it. It went by so fast. But then today there was somebody shared screenshots of them. And I read them. They're kind of funny. But it felt very much like a series finale with that because it was the actors and the actors' photos instead of the characters. So just an odd choice. But yeah, I mean, as far as the season finale goes, it wasn't bad. It I wish part one would have been a bit better because I really was let down by part one. And just changing the stakes from the Federation
From medium
encompassing
rare to
minds.
rare. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just something that's a little bit more plausible and
Less
realistic
chewy.
would have been nice. Yeah.
More chewy.
So that's my take on it anyway.
So you genuinely enjoyed it more second watch, or just it didn't diminish? Because that was our big question after our long. It's like a 44-minute review of this episode edited. How different those two beings in enjoyment would you say if you summarized it? Or to summarize it?
How much more enjoyment was it the
Yeah,
second
or
time?
yeah, was it more enjoyment? Or just didn't lower?
It didn't lower at all for me.
There's a difference there.
Knowing what was coming, like because the first time again, expecting the twist, like Caleb's mom was bad or something, and kind of anticipating that makes you look at things a little bit differently.
Yep.
Whereas when you know what's coming, you can kind of savor things a little bit
Yep.
better. Yeah, more laser focused, and yeah, I think it does actually better in rewatch. So sometimes they drag a little bit more on rewatches, but this one didn't for me, and I don't know. I thought it was decent. It wasn't the best episode of the season by any stretch, I
Oh
don't think.
gosh, yeah. How are we gonna rank them? That's gonna
Oh
be
no,
interesting.
I know, right?
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, yeah, it was good. It was a higher mid one for me, and it'll
Hmm.
be interesting to see how the ranking goes at the end with the scoring. So, but that's my take.
Excellent. But Peel have some things to say, Stuart. So jump in. Or Mark does. Mark does, and he should interrupt
Oh,
us whenever because he's president after all, and a PayPal as well.
smart. Yes, Mark. I know, I'm getting there. Mark Lawrence throws in $5 and says, "Could have been better if we still had the bridge officers introduced in the first episodes." Yeah, the bridge officers would have been nice. I mean, we got Becky Lynch. Oh my God, we got a famous wrestler. She's Lieutenant Ya, as was her name. She had one or two lines. She was in 3 episodes, maybe, like very, very minor.
She
Like,
makes
hey, look,
Detmer.
there
She
she
makes
is.
Detmer look good.
I still prefer her over Detmer for sure.
Yeah, but that's personal preference against Detmer, not positive against the lady.
Yeah, I guess. So yeah, would have been nice to have the bridge crew, but
Or even just
yeah,
one of them and get killed.
yeah,
Caretaker style,
yeah.
right? Can you imagine how
And
pissed
BJ,
the British crew's going to be? For saying, "Why did you leave us? We literally all would have said yes to help you. You had to
yeah,
have 18-year-olds fly a ship they've never flown before in a I mean, they're
yeah.
fine, like sort of, but like we all literally we were honestly on our hands in beds there.
Bridge crew, like, yeah, it would have been nice to see them more. Anyway, that's fine. Hopefully it'll be season 2, maybe. um, but BJ Turan throws in $1.25 on PayPal and says, "Just thought I'd try this out." Well, BJ, it is more of a benefit to us and you guys, actually. We don't get as much skimmed off the top by PayPal, first of all. Second of all, you guys get to say more because there's a better character limit on
Mm-hmm,
PayPal,
mm-hmm,
if a character
mm-hmm,
limit at
mm-hmm.
all. So you can kind of give a dissertation if you want, and
Yeah.
we will read it. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's about 40% when you take in YouTube and other YouTube tax us twice on it. So 40%, if you're paying a 10, that's $4 we're giving back basically. So yeah, if you anything bigger than like 2 or 3, PayPal it because it absolutely makes a difference.
All right. So Sam,
Yes,
what
hello.
did you think on a rewatch?
Okay.
Did you enjoy it more? And I'm eager to hear your thoughts on this. I really am. So go for it.
First time round, liked it fine, but it was an epitome of okay in terms of overall episode, with some speeches being rather good, some dialogue being very rather good, but a dragging. This is the first watch. To reiterate to the guys who haven't seen the review yet, but they definitely cheaped out hard on this episode. There's just as many VFX shots as needed. They spend 35 minutes in the atrium of screen time. It's in the 30s.
Did you measure it?
No, I'm just saying must be.
Time it?
No, like it must be around maybe 25, but it is a full episode Lodex, right? And once you set that up in terms of budget, there you go, the whole thing's filmed. So it felt very, very cheap. The bridge, once they blew it up, it didn't change, felt cheap. So it's definitely a cost-saving episode. It wasn't this big epic end. I suppose that was last week they actually spent more money on because of the new set. So I think they really blew their budget on the first 2, and they really cheaped out on the rest of the season, is how the episode feels. Not a bad thing, but it definitely has that, we had no money for anything else. And so we're just going to people talking in rooms. Luckily, like DS9, good talking in okay rooms works. But if this is the equivalent of a DS9 episode where they spend 29 minutes in the conference room, it wouldn't work. Right? There's too much. There's too much in it. You need a bit more. So that's a bit. Honestly, second one, that's his big detractor. The lack of visual difference, the lack of set changes, and the lack of evolution. But that is a darn. But if they don't money, fine. Second watch though, I think it was a bit quicker, which I appreciated. I think, like you said, the dialogue, it hits home better the second time, because I felt like, while you don't know where it's going in the first one, to know, New Spriker's speech about his Red Death.
Which speech?
Red Death. I was saying it to you as you said it.
Gotcha.
The Red Death speech, Fire from Above, is such an abstract in the first round, and then the payoff. The second round, you're thinking you're wrong,
It's funny because the first time I watched that, I noticed Aki. She was kind of like,
exactly.
More. This doesn't make sense. Second time, you're like really focusing in on that because you know that she's like, you're full of shit.
Well,
you misinterpreted things.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it right now. I'm going to save that in my back pocket for later.
Yeah, because it in a good way, the actors knew the entire script, and so they could act future parts in earlier parts, and it comes across the second time with RK, with the mum a little bit, which is good in this case, right? Because that works quite well. So that stuff pays off better. I think I'm less annoyed by the illogicalness of the barrier the second time, because again, once you know it means nothing, there's not a single shot of the barrier in this episode.
Yep, just on the one screen. But...
Which is, I mean, talk about coming off a ledge. It's like they made such a giant point. So picture this, Stuart. This. You're in a film and they made such a giant thing. We're going up a ledge, onto the ledge of a building, right? It's a skyscraper building. Oh, the ledge! I'm gonna jump. And then you cut to the next episode. It turns out on the first floor, and and it's just they just step off, and it's like, oh, it turns out the thing was so low, it's meaningless, because you can't really. There's no energy on that plot really at all, and it's kind of shocking actually. But it's not about that. But it was about that.
The funny thing is too, they give measurements like it'll affect 80,000 light years of cubic light years.
Yep.
Somebody did the math, and it's like 296 million cubic light years for Federation space. Nowhere near 80,000. But anyway, yeah. The numbers I don't think jived at all.
It was really shocking to say hundreds of mines. I'm like, hundreds?
Would have been thousands.
It should have been million. It was in the millions.
Taken 500. Somebody figured it out. It was taking 500 ships 12 years.
We did the math last time. Yeah, it's But and there's even a visual at the start. As you say, they show a 3-dimensional version, and you can see the mines, and they're really spread apart. So they're like 100 light years apart, kind of thing. So if that's true, fine. But the range of that is I mean, insane. I mean, absolutely. Also, the ending. I think the ending is significantly worse in second watch because it abruptly stops. You don't really get any visuals on the mines deactivating. Even though, again, that is the entire point of this episode, and you get nothing except the and then all the ships warp in within about 5 seconds, which is sort of impossible given time, space, and distance, because you would see the red barrier if they're that close to it to warp in 1 second. You'd be too close to it, right?
And as you pointed out, they warped in from different directions in a circle.
Yeah, which
if there were half the fleet was stationed at Beta Z, I mean, it's fine.
Because you can't warp like this in 1 second. So the entire end just feels we don't have any idea what we're doing. But the visuals are nice of the end, and it ends on a pleasant note. So you kind of go past that. But they really, like, it's like red matter, right? They didn't think about how it makes sense, and you can sense that, and therefore it's like, just ignore it. But it's not too insulting. Just ignore it.
Speaking of visuals, people brought this up in my first reaction live last night. Engineering was totally underwhelming because engineering was literally just the corner airlock thing again with a Jeffries tube that she was looking up into. I didn't even clock it was engineering. Yes, she said she had to go to engineering to fix the plasma leak. I get it, but I didn't clock at all that was engineering. So people were talking about engineering on my live, and I'm like, I didn't see engineering. Well, where was engineering? And it's like that. It was that goddamn set they've used multiple times, and they actually used it in this episode
twice. Yeah.
It's like, come on.
I think, and we'll get that. I deliberately didn't go back. So you see, I mean, it's fine. That's a corridor piece, but off to the left, I think there's a set extension with the CGI version of the engine we did see in the other episode. I think for one shot. So they're just out of it. But yeah, second time, it's the same thing. They're fixing engineering. No, she's going blip, blip, blip. Like, it's, yeah. But again, they ran out of money so hard this week. Even to the point of they hide all these extras who don't speak, which saves money. They have no part of the plot. You really, like, if you're doing it proper, honestly, like a Strange Worlds or Discovery, where they also put more money into the finales. You know, I mean, Strange Worlds, like the last episode, they had to rent a building. They had to do all these different, all these different set pieces, all different costume pieces. If there's one sequence, all cost money, right? It's giant visual effect. All this stuff is really expensive. It is. This is super, super cheap. You really could have done with to bring the story to its potential. You should have had shots when he's speaking to the quadrant, to planets and civilians, looking at their screens and saying,
like on Deep Space Nine, where you see the Cardassians broadcasting, and you see Cardassians looking up at the monitor.
Yeah. Or like Return of the Jedi Special Edition, where you cut to Coruscant and Naboo, and like you see what they're doing to get genuinely a sense of, do people back him or not? Because then some people are saying, who's that guy? And some people say, like that tangibleness. Because when it's this small in presentation, the stakes they've created, which obviously are faulty, but it's such a small feeling episode for a giant plot. I'm going to create a new federation of sorts. No, you're not, mate. You're some guy, right? It's so Yes.
Yeah, I want to address one of the comments. Mark Harrison said, "Good guys don't use red things." Wrong. Watch G.I. Joe from the 80s. The G.I. Joe team uses red lasers. The Cobra team uses blue lasers. And Sam and I actually talked about that after our live, right before this episode. And then, of course, that was a thing in this episode. Well, the Federation hasn't used red weapons in a long time. We use blue and green. What?
And also, I recommend rewatching Star Trek Wrath of Khan, and they have red phases and red phone torpedoes.
Yes, but that's, he said, for hundreds of years.
No, the comment said, good guys don't use red.
Oh, yeah.
And we use it red in TMP. And then obviously orange in TNG, etc. But yeah, red is not an abstractly bad color. It's just,
Yeah. Russell Bows throws in 2 pounds and says, overall a solid 8.5 out of 9 for New Trek.
Yeah, I have no clue I'm going to score this. No clue.
Neither do I.
No idea.
Ray Ricks throws in 10 pounds and says, I also did the math, and it would have taken approximately 350,000 mines to cover Federation space if we assume it's only 40% of what it was in TNG.
Fair.
I was bored using Voyager for Omega reference info. Nice.
Yeah, very true.
Well, I think how Baraka is like, like, that's just your opinion, man. And Aki's like, it's science.
Yeah. There is some really, really good tiny
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of dialogue, right? So there's going to be a few, but there's definitely a few really strong. I do think if you took this entire season, you could probably get 40 minutes of really, really good Star Trek out of it, like properly good.
Yeah.
Edit to hell because it wouldn't make any sense, but like moments, easily 40 minutes of like properly really good Trek, and that's not an insult. There's loads of seasons of Trek, whatever, but like really, really good.
Mm. Well, let's get into it.
Stuart, I'm sorry to say you were not correct. There was no last time on.
Thank Christ.
You swore senseless there would be.
I thought there would be, and I was not looking forward to it. There wasn't, and I thank them for that. We're not stupid. We realize what's happening.
It was really 100. It's really an hour and 7.
Yeah, we don't need to recap every goddamn episode. All up a card.
And not just that, no last time on, and no title sequence to take up time.
Yeah, the new title sequence was cool for this one. Just
real cinematic. It felt very Mission Impossible.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I like this intro a lot because as a filmmaker, it is the first episode again, but I could sense they used new angles because this wasn't the same perspective. So I really liked it wasn't the exact same stuff. It was, I mean, the same day, different cameras, but it was a slightly different iteration. Almost felt like with Caleb's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, so it was the last time on, but it was done better.
Yeah.
Just saying. Yeah, we're straight into the action. We're right back where we are with the devil and Mum.
And Anisha just lunges at Aki and saying, "No, Mama." He's like, "Look, we have a common enemy in Braca. Join me on the bridge. Let's go to the bridge."
If I could give you a ship to leave, I would. Literally can't. Sorry. But I still commend her for going down and talking straight away because this was the first thing that happened. I do think her acting is very good in this, both of them. The mum has a lot of... She can shift between expressions incredibly quickly. But, and I think for reminding me actually, my biggest confusion about this episode, and this both times, which is funny the second time, there's not a single twist in the story. The story is a flat line from start to finish. I mean, straight line until the end. There's not a single twist, not a single revelation, not a single interesting note. It's just the main plot realized.
Yeah.
So watching it a second time, you're just like, oh, she's just scared mum lady. She's actually a less interesting character the second time because she's just mum. Yeah. But it's refreshing though because she's just mum.
Yeah.
But it's also more boring because she's mum.
The only real revelation is Braca's story that falls apart because he sees how a kid would have seen it. That's the only thing. So he's got this mindset of this is why I'm doing this, but it's based on a fallacy. So,
but obviously, if you didn't think Starfleet was really the cause, then you wouldn't be tricked, right? So it's a perspective thing.
Yeah.
But Jill says,
robot, no, Sam has never seen Orphan Black.
I have not. Jill says the adults really outshined the cadets in this episode. I mean, they were given the episode to shine, right? And sadly, some of their moments were some of the worst in the episode. Broad statement, but it's because there was also other better stuff. You know what I mean? I should say weaker. Anyway. And they beam to the bridge.
Well,
shows it's still a
thing. And we get a confirmation from Laura and Vance. Our analysis confirms that the wall is made up of hundreds of individual minds. The fuck?
And they could have fixed that in ADR as well, Yeah.
I also wish I would have changed the visual of like the ring around Federation space to like keep panning in and out of like showing it three-dimensionally because they did that last episode, which they normally wouldn't do that. But it started out, you saw the whole thing covered, and it panned through it. And it went down to like the single line.
Hold on, there's one graphic on the view screen which is actually 3D, and I can't find it. And what you got must be later then, but it's actually a proper representation. Not this weird version.
Really?
Yeah, it's a literally blinking and miss it kind of visual.
Oh, okay. But yeah, they talk about overlapping fields, and if you go in near them, they set it off, and it could. And then they go on to say it would destroy 80,000 cubic light years of space. Estimated 240 inhabited planets would be in the blast area and 160 billion dead. And right away, it'll be worse than the burn. So obviously, they've ramped up the stakes. This is the burn 2.0, worse than the burn. More people would die. Sure.
Mark, am I part of the minority that likes She-Hulk? No, She-Hulk was good. I liked it. Yeah, loads of good stuff. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, second watch, it's a very heavy exposition first 7 minutes. I mean, they are just
but it's better than last time on. I prefer the way this flowed. So,
but it's lazy is the wrong word, right? But they've got so much to tell us. All they can do is write the actors saying it, because there's so much and it's so dense, and they're just ramming it across so that we get through it. But it's so dense they've kind of got to, and they can't do much time after that, you know, because they've got time for the whatever. But it's good they, as you were going to say, I'm sure the biggest the biggest lantern hang on Discovery. They say, can Discovery help? No, because
yes, I was just about to get there. Yeah.
Even though it doesn't go through subspace, it goes through the mycelial network, which is not subspace. It's a different reality. It might trigger the explosion, so they can't risk it.
Yes. Yeah.
Which, I mean, if they're all connected and they overlap and one triggers everything, which is the ultimate FU, then you can't even risk, you know, Burnham is probably there saying, Stamets, what's the chances? 0.1%, Captain! Taru! Oh, you're a fucking ambassador, aren't you? Whoever's on the call, Oshikam, do it! I can't do it, Captain! Oh, dare! You know, that's what's happening right now. But better acted.
Yeah. Vance then goes to ask, what's your current compliment? Commander Reno, the doctor, myself, and 6 first-year cadets. And I noticed the first time, because she said it, and then she's like, oh shit, should I have said that? Because Caleb's mom didn't know he was a cadet, per se.
Oh, there we go. I was wondering what the hell that meant. Yeah.
Yep.
Because
the look on, the acting is so good. And I noticed it the first time, but it's much better on a second watch, because the mom's like, well, shit. She's got that look on her face. So
see, I read that as, and also the mum, oops, stowaway, like kind of vibe. But that's so much better. That's really good.
Yeah, because then she goes on to say, and this is Caleb's mom,
which
pulls
like,
attention. Hey, how's it going?
And I mean, she's such a meaningless person to Vance, but he knows that he's the reason she quit. So he's like, oh god, you know, the Messiah is here in terms of her personal struggle, you know.
Yeah. Which
plays well. But yeah, I wish the Laura Thok was on the ship. You really could have done with her blunt fun.
Yep.
I guess she wasn't available the rest of the season, because that's the only reason I could think she, apart from budget, of course. But no, she's really not necessarily good in this, but she would have been really fun, I think.
Yeah. And they go on to talk about what Baraka's plan is, and it's like to form a coalition of planets, basically, to go against the Federation, essentially.
And this was really odd.
A cartel.
And this was super odd both times, but I haven't listened to it for the second time. They say explicitly a set of non-aligned worlds who can pillage the Federation, which means inside the bubble, who can't leave.
That's what I said last week. Cutting off the Federation is like cutting off a lot of resources for your people, because you can't get in there to get them, and you're going to be stuck outside Federation space. Which, how often does Starfleet go outside of Federation space to like cause problems for people? Well, occasionally, but
have you seen Section 31?
I know it's Federation space for a reason, though. Like,
it would have been nice. If there's one more goddamn ship out there. I would have loved to hear, oh, the Potemkin's 9 weeks away, because there would be Deep Space Explorers out there. There would be right now. It's a very small note, but I would love to have heard. We're going to put a ship in range. One ship over there. Oh, it's too far away. Cool. That's all you need.
It makes me wonder too, like what's going on with the Bajoran wormhole. Like, are there still ships in the Gamma Quadrant? You think the Federation would be out there exploring the Gamma Quadrant and doing stuff like that? So I don't know. It feels like a smaller galaxy, and fine. I'm fine with that. Like more advanced tech, more rich, further outreach. But
and everyone became isolated after the burn, so the connections aren't as strong. But back to them, you know, explicitly say the inside Federation non-member worlds, they will use the threat of the bombs, of the mines, to allow them to not be hindered by the Federation. So he won't benefit, but people who he can talk to inside will benefit against Federation, even though the Federation could fight as well. but it won't help him outside. Very odd note. I'm assuming he can turn one off and let them pass through, because why the hell wouldn't he be able to turn some off? I mean, I assume. Never said, but it was, why would that be the focus? The inner people? Just weird dialogue, I thought.
But anyway, 6 finale roll ships are on their way, and they don't have a warp drive at this moment because they have a plasma leak.
Yeah, they really
No
don't.
time to lock it down.
And this is one of those classic problems I have just in all of Mon Trek. Income warp signature, you detect them at warp from light years away. They don't just be detectable when they're dropping out of warp. You detect them for light years. I've seen Discovery Season 1. You detected a cloaked Klingon ship from Pavo across the quadrant. How is tech less advanced? I'm joking, but there's DS9 episodes where literally, remember, the Cardassian fleet is on approach. They'll be here within the day. That's an entire plot point. So that, I mean, yes, they can cloak, but they decloak. So this is just they don't.
Yeah.
I really am excited to make this non-logical Trek shorts where all these rules don't apply. And it's just like there's nonsense because these things they're universe-breaking elements. Just try harder, you know?
And Jill says, clearly Noose's plan was to blow up the Federation, even push the button. Yes, but it would have killed 160 trillion people or whatever they said.
I think billion.
But yeah, whatever. But also it would have nullified any warp travel within that area. So
all of the area.
Sure, his plan might have been to blow up the Federation, but then all of the resources on those planets are useless to him. It's just a stupid plan. Like, because that's the main threat, is going back to like the burn, but there's no warp travel. Yeah.
Mark Harrison, all Noose did was make the Federation safe. I mean, a wall stops people from getting in as well. How do you invade the Federation if you can't go through warp around the Federation?
That's why, and I'm going to mention this now. Fuck it. That's why the original the plan to make it more realistic put mines in specific key locations like Earth's solar system, Navarre, Pelar, Andor, Beta Z. Have a bomb on Beta Z to destroy the new seat of the Federation power, destroy half the fleet, 150 ships. We got mention of in episode 2 the wall that surrounds Beta Z right now to protect them, to keep the Venali Rawl out. There's this magical wall. I don't know what's involved in it, but that could have been used by Noose as tap into that, use that as an active weapon against the fleet with the bomb on Beta Z or near Beta Z that would go off and destroy. That would have been a more reasonable threat as like one system, the new head of Federation power, half the fleet. Like that would have been enough of a threat. You didn't need to make it ridiculous to do the whole Federation. So if they had done that, perfect. That would have been amazing. And I wouldn't have had much of an issue with the last episode. Sorry.
No, it's great time to bring it up. It's still entirely unreasonable what he was able to do, especially as all of his co-conspirators, all of his watchers left as soon as he was proven to be whatever. So even though he had everyone in a cage, no one wanted to follow him, which implies he certainly doesn't, threaten people. He doesn't have this power. He doesn't have the fleet, doesn't have the resources to be a threat, and yet he's able to mine everything. Absolutely unreasonable, beyond belief. But yes, all he had to do was all story had to be for episode 9 was just happy days, the ceremony. And he turns out we introduce a character in episode 6 who's actually a spy for Baraka. He's working with Vance. He's just there as a liaison assistant, whatever. And he's managed to work his way into getting more ships, more of the fleet there. Not all, but most. So 3/4 of the fleet. And then the wall goes up, the mine stops them from leaving. Bam, you've got the entire fleet locked, which is amazing. And then the rest of the fleet is now so far removed from anywhere, and he has 20 ships, which is a lot, and they can't physically fight him. Boom, that's enough. Keeping them in. That's enough of a plan. And since, like I say, the bubble exists, there's no need to create a shield because it already exists. Easy, straightforward, powerful. And Discovery could be there as well. All the same things could just be that, right? Mm-hmm. Boom.
Yep.
So very, very silly otherwise. One more thing before there's a lot in this. There's a lot in the scene, right? It's really dense. There's less in other scenes. We also mentioned, you said, the 80,000 metric whatever. They don't mention again in this week how it would just disable warp travel, because it's sad 241 planets blown up, and 105 billion, but the real thing is that you can't warp for a million years. That's where people, that's more, because the blast radius will go. The physical blast is only so far. It's the radius of, space is vast, right? It's the radius of the radiation that would be more dangerous. But if this is to be taken literally and seriously, right? If she says this is more dangerous than the burn, and this will only kill 105 billion people, and the burn destroyed all dilithium warp drives on every ship and station in the entire galaxy, way more than 105 billion people died, and all travel got stopped everywhere. In no way is this as dangerous as the burn. This is definitely high up there, but this is not even close to burn level in terms of death and destruction and loss. Not even close, right? I'm just saying it's not worse than the burn. That's a ridiculous statement, and you were there. You should know. Because burn killed trillions. One planet using a warp drive to power it, whole planet gone. Trillions. But then we get her famous line. We haven't got a punch it, hit it, or let's go. Shields up, evasive maneuvers.
Yes.
And even when you watch the sequence, which looks nice, they're missing. They're missing a ship going forward. To this. Every single space battle's bad in this episode. They're all bad because they just don't do anything. And they could fire back as well. It's such an awkward battle because it's not a battle and it's an awkward thing, and it's really bad. Really, really bad. Stop saying evasive maneuvers if you're not going to have evasive maneuvers. God damn it.
Like how she's keep the shields up so he can't scan us, so he doesn't know we have a skeleton crew.
Not how that works.
And that goes to the whole, we got to get them down to the airlock. Airlock B, hide them there. So.
Yeah. Yeah, they already know how many people you have aboard, Aki. You ain't got that good a tech. Just saying. And
they want to send the mom, and the mom's like, no. I should be here because he thinks I'm dead. Me being here will surprise him. It'll buy you another little bit. And right there, that's one of the first things where it's like, this could be a twist.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah.
And like I said, there's many times in this episode where it could have turned.
You've done tactical, right?
I love that look. That is the stupidest question I've ever heard. There's no response needed. That was great.
Or, not in a starship, but I can make it work, bitch. It works on all levels, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm also incredibly confused. This is minutes after they went to the other planet. Minutes, right? So why was Nusbraka at that planet annexing it? During his master plan scene. Because he's on this set of ships that chase him from that planet. Why? Because he's there, and he very, very much is like, I told you it was my chair. And it's like, but you didn't know they were there 19 minutes ago, and here you are, Mr. It's really dumb. I really wish they had a lieutenant or the hologram. They needed a hologram to be there. For example, had beamed in, and then someone put a phaser and shoot the chair, gone through. I'm a hologram, Dolly, and then once they get to the later scene, he'd have arrived. But how the hell is the galaxy's huge? He can't be there. It's absurd. It's a random planet with no meaningful. It's really stupid. It really takes you out of it. He can't be there. Sorry.
Yeah. Before we get that scene though, where he beams in, there is the line, if anything happens to my son, I'll kill you. And she's like, if anything happens to your son, you'll be doing me a favor. Great line.
Well, I don't think she believes it, because she's just trying to, I'm here for you, gal, but she's not really going to kill herself for this, It's like, nah.
Yeah.
But it works in this moment, yeah. And then you get a very small reuniting scene. I'm glad it's damn short, because do not care, to be honest.
Which reuniting scene?
All the kids together.
Oh, yeah.
It's tiny, and I was like, oh, are we gonna really spend 10 minutes in this room? No.
Well, he's like, what I said on the planet. She's like, you're wasting our breath. You're wasting literally our breaths talking about it. Shut up.
Yeah.
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 And big explosion. Thumbnail. Thumbnail fodder.
It's good. I mean, they really do. They do put rocks on the set.
This is where Jet makes the plasma leak worse.
Yes.
Which is great. Sauce for the goose, Mr. Savick.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I assume it was Jonathan Frakes that pushed for rocks
Cordry rocks.
because
You know what they're called now.
it's really rock centric. I'm just saying it's a really rocky explosion, and I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And I absolutely do love. Jet really is the MVP of this episode in terms of like we knew Brock would be great, but she really rises well beyond her station, as it were, as a role. But I love the line, "Do the radiation, make it worse." She's like, we don't normally do that, but okay. Just the acting is like, it's like, okay, I guess. That's great. And I didn't catch the first time that's she knows that's the setup for them to have a plan. Maybe it's.
Well, I do like it later. Like we have a plasma leak. Oh, that old chestnut again. No, seriously, you just hammered the shit out of us.
Yeah, the fact they had the exact same plan again is amusing the second time.
And he believes it again because
Well, no, if he doesn't care, he doesn't need the ship. He's gonna blow it up. It doesn't matter. But yeah, then somehow Baraka appears. I mean, it's a great visual of him in the chair. That's absolutely fantastic, but it makes no sense. It really. I liked all the acting here is great. He's genuinely surprised she's alive. I liked that because we were not worried, but it's a twist.
Well, I thought he was acting. I thought he's like he knew that she, but it would a whole bunch of conveniences to get us there. But yeah, I thought they were working together and this was all planned or whatever. So
no,
yeah,
it's absolutely straightforward as you think,
which is good. I'm glad.
Which is
yeah.
Would like one twist maybe though, one.
I love how he's like, here's my two girls. Now what's going to make you two people that hate me more than anybody else or hate each other more than anybody else? Yeah. What a puzzle.
It's a good question. I don't think they really explained.
Enemies-in-law.
Yes.
Enemy of my enemy is but enemies-in-law. Hey, write that down. So I literally wrote it down.
Laugh! I really wanted, though, in that moment, us to cut on his henchman being like, yeah! He wrote it down. I really would have wanted that gag. I'm just saying, that would have been really funny. But yeah, he's got them. And I don't think they quite explain enough why and how they could take Athena to that planet. Like, this isn't Star Trek 3. You can't just do that, and they wouldn't just do that. It's a bit... They don't really try, really.
Well, he
move past
does
so
say
quick.
there's just shootout on one of my marketplaces, a hologram and 4 others, and the doctor's like, the hologram was me. It's like, bullshit.
You were a black 16-year-old? Yes.
Could be. He's a hologram.
It could be, but, There would also be hollows of that, just so you know, guys.
He mentions the trauma loop again as well.
Yeah. Which is great.
Yeah. Ship's clear, no one's here. He's like, check again or run it again. I assumed that they would find something. They don't, which is great.
Yeah.
The warp core breach.
Mm-hmm.
You pounded our hull with torpedoes. What do you expect? Yeah, it's great. And I don't like you. I don't like you at all. Talking to Jet.
Fair. And she's like, yeah. Half don't. Half do. I'm the last Jedi of characters.
I just thought of Deadpool. I don't like you. You never did. But yeah, he's like, you two are coming with me. The rest of you can just die here.
Yep.
Bye.
And do you have any message for the almost departed? Which is nice of him. I kind of buy.
Yeah. Yeah, and her quote is, leap clear of all that is corporeal and make yourself greater.
Now,
I really thought ECH was coming into the picture.
Clearly that was ECH.
Yeah.
It's not.
Not quite.
No.
Not quite. No. But we did get the reveal of the mobile emitter. Thank you. But you have an episode coming out about on Sunday, so watch that.
Sunday. Oh, and hopefully, guys, hopefully, not quite sure yet, but hopefully, a new fan film tomorrow. Check it out. It's not done yet, because I'm going up to the wire on it. I've kind of got something rendering right there. Tune in tomorrow. It's a really fun one. It's Picard era, which I haven't done for a while. Check it out. I sort of spoil some stuff. I can't. Also, little spoilers I can't give. So, and Stuart, you watch it as well, for no particular reason.
No.
Excellent.
Stop fingering me.
Nope, never. So they beam away.
Oh, hold on.
Oh.
Robert Buckley, $5. As we have seen, Commander, they only have torpedoes, no phasers, which I think is silly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah. But I really do like this tiny, it's not tiny for the fans, but the way he pulls out his mobile emitter, the gentleness, the softness, the moment, it's really well played by him.
Yep.
And it's really interesting to see it be disassembled literally at the molecular level and go into the console. I don't really understand why you need a hollow matrix when the ship has the entire library of holograms in the database. Why you would need the Doctor and the Deflector, given all the tools exist on the ship already.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I suppose because he could math it quicker than the computer.
Maybe.
But then there's, as I said, this is a training thing they've done before. You just go beep beep, computer activate, whatever. You know, I don't really see why he had to go in.
Yeah.
Or why mobile emitter. I guess are they saying explicitly he is in the mobile emitter only? Because why else would they need to put the mobile emitter into the system? Not as transfer.
I have no idea.
I guess it would have to be it. Maybe he's not compatible with computers anymore because he's so different. That'd be interesting. Although I guess he is because they put himself in the computer, but
Well, Fleet Paw throws in $20.
Oh,
thank you so much.
Oh, I feel
I'm
safe
a little
now.
bummed. I'm a little bummed that when
Oh.
Doc pulled out his mobile emitter, we didn't get this following interaction. Doc, be careful, it's almost 1,000 years old. Reno, that's right, you're the ECH. Computer, activate the ECH. That would have been awesome. I would have loved an ECH moment. And you think in that amount of time they would have had implemented something like that. And photonic cannons.
Oh, that'd been a hell of a callback. Because it definitely felt, I mean, I don't know why it would have helped. We were going in the episode at the time versus retrospect. But it would have been very satisfying for him, his uniform, to change into the Arky red, the pips, and sit in the chair. And then he gains access to different things that Jet doesn't know. She's not a captain. Would have been really good. But I mean, I like what they did. And it reminds me of, oh gosh, not Basics. Maybe Basics, when the Doctor did the hollow Talaxian warships against the Kazon. That's what I reminded me of, which he was involved in, I think. But I also am very confused by this sequence because the bad guys are shooting torpedoes, which are creating dust explosions on the hull, which isn't a hull, it's a shield, because holograms aren't solid. If they were solid, then you'd be detecting materials.
That's the thing. They just went through a nebula. You just saw them going through the gaseous thing, getting chased, and so maybe there's stuff clinging to the hull. Fine, whatever. But also, yeah, the shields are up. And I gotta say, this ship can take a shit kicking because those are all torpedoes. The shields took all of that.
Yep.
And then we get the Star Trek Starfleet Academy zoom in, which is really cool.
Really cool, yeah.
And after the ships all warp out, and then you get the pieces like. And I said this to Sam at during our first talk through about this. Doesn't make sense because you'd have passive sensors being like, all that debris we just left is just gone now. And there's a ship there. Because it's not like it's hours later that he does this. It's instantly.
I wish they'd waited at least a few minutes.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
it's really cool visual though. I love the Starfleet Academy thing going in, and that was really neat. Very video game like, actually.
See, I got TV movie in a good way. Like, we have this cool idea for titles. Yeah, it just doesn't logistically make sense as a concept. You know, I mean, as you see from live, I just found the sequence. On the left is a torpedo direct hit. On the right is the same spot 5 seconds later.
Yeah,
they don't do. I mean, you can kind of sense nothing's happening, but they don't even damage the model. So these are smart guys. This is the villain with the hero. They would detect nothing happening. An explosion with not the correct power output because they're not holographically creating a warp core explosion. You can't do that. You couldn't replicate the power output, right? And then 4 seconds later, all the debris disappears. The power emissions out of somewhere that shouldn't be there, and you're still close enough to walk back. The scene is nonsensical in how it's done. Had they finished the sequence with them with no power, like fully black, and Jet's just like a torch, then you okay, you've not got no power. But there's still power, which means they will detect the power of the ship and come back and kill them. It doesn't work visually, and it doesn't work. And also, wouldn't a warp core explosion damage the shields of these other ships? But you can see nothing's happening to them as well, which I guess would be a hint that there's not enough power to hurt them. I don't know. It good in principle. It's Star Wars. Don't think about it. Just do not.
Yeah. Well, the next line is like, "Where's my dad?" He created a thing to fool them. Essentially, shields protected us mostly from Baraka's torpedoes.
What does that mean?
There's still some damage as a result, but goddamn, that was quite a pummeling. Fleet Paw, $5. Random fact: Jet Reno outranks Laura Thuck. Jet is a full commander, while Laura is a lieutenant commander. Jet is like Scotty, engineering first, officer second. Absolutely, yeah. But yeah. Where's my mom? She left with Brock, with a noose. I'm gonna call him Noose. Where's my dad? He's in the computer. Don't worry, we got him. And then he comes out and he's spewing silliness. Ruben will tango parrot shoes to the mango patch. Very, very reminiscent of Deep Space Nine episode Babel. Where they just
God, what a journey to get there.
Yeah. Bonding, use more glue. It's great.
Oh, I do have a problem with that slightly. The second time I was listening, he's already made the glue reference despite not enough time to think about it yet.
Well, that's what I'm like. How did he know about the gluons and the Rubin particles? Like, was that when he merged with the computer? Like, he figured that out in there? But I don't know. It's fine.
No, it isn't. They should have had all of the stuff be nonsense and then the reveal at the end. Yeah. But he instantly knows. And the way he's confused, he would say, because he's not delusional, he's not delirious, he just can't have the same speech patterns. He would not let himself go to sickbay. He'd go straight to Jet and make her understand. He's 900 years old. He's had worse than this happen before. So second time, the scene's much worse because if he's just nonsense, it's fine, but he isn't. So I like the idea that he's working out in the room later, but he knows it here already. I was just not salient, so I disapprove of that a little bit. But good acting though. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, the core is about to breach because they're leaking plasma. He's like, no, we're fine. Sauce for the goose. That was just me. Sorry. But yeah. And yeah, everything's down. Sensors are down, so they all take a station and they get their orders essentially, which is great. Because we could go after them, or 100 Starfleet ships armed to the teeth.
Yep.
So let's figure this out. Here are your orders, and I love it. I love how she dishes out the orders, and yeah,
because this is not the best scene, but this should go on Tig's showreel because she sells what she's meant to be doing here to a T with something special she's adding. She's not overplaying it. She's not doing too much with it, but it just is working. This is like a showreel piece, and how she's. I think the second time I appreciated the marks because the way her dialogue is, she's making fun of everybody all the time. So the first time I was like, she's making fun of them because she can't help it. But the second time, she's being genuine. She's got a terrible tone of voice. Everything sounds sarcastic, right? But she said that would be a B because you're smart, but not, etc. So it works really well as a scene. If you know her as well.
Yeah, it's great.
I really laughed at the yes, Captain, not a captain.
Technically, he's correct because you should be responding that way when she's in command. So
I mean,
it's a small thing, but
yeah. But I found it really funny because that's like such a little tiny joke.
And then the comic kind of panel of 4 of them.
Yep,
was like
takes it out of a little bit. Oh, remember, Tarina's in this episode.
What's that?
Tarina's in this episode. Just
Tarima. I don't know who Tarina is.
Well,
Tarima.
she's neither really in this episode very much. Don't get used to about her because we won't much. But then you get a cool space shot. Bit confused by it because I guess there are bigger ships and smaller ships, and there's a ship. Oh, the front is where the thing is. What? Okay, so they've grappled the front, the atrium to the front of Noose's ship with vines. and the back is being tractor beamed and vined.
Yes.
What a confusing as hell visual.
Yep. I didn't notice that at all at first.
Yeah.
Even the second viewing, it's kind of quick as well. But yeah, it is separate there, as you can see.
But it's one of like 7 space shots in the episode, so enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm fine with them using, at this point, with using this set for this bit, right? I was like, yep,
Yes.
you put them in the atrium, it's safer, cool. But we're obviously going to get off at some point, aren't we? Obviously. We can't stay on the set for too long. Obviously. That's what I thought.
Surprise!
That's what I thought, literally.
I do like the whole Caleb's alive, don't worry. Just wrap your arms around me and just like, oh, I hate you so much. But yeah, he's alive. We got a plan. Don't worry. I'll stop hugging you now.
Because first time I thought, yeah, you know he's alive. You saw him 2 minutes ago. But then I realised she gave the code to the mum wouldn't know. So she was genuinely mourning loss of her son, which is really, but it's such a non-moment. There's no like, Caleb, no! Right? That I didn't even register the fact that that was a thing that happened for her perspective. So in second watch, this is a lot stronger of a moment, which I appreciate, because it's like, yeah, it would be a big moment. My son's not dead. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so they're broadcasting all this via the Venali Raw News Network. Now, I know you don't care, but I'm going to point it out because I feel like I need to. And you know what I'm going to do. You know it, right?
Oh, yes. Stuart, tell me.
The Venali Raw News Network, the Venali Raw symbol is apparently a rip. They're either descendants of the automatons from Helldivers or whatever. Because there's their symbol, right? Yeah, legit. All right, now this is the automaton symbol. And it has been since 2015 when the first game came out. It's a blatant ripoff, but a little modified. So I just wanted to point that out for all the Helldivers out there. You might have noticed it. I noticed it instantly, and I'm like, is that exactly the same? And I had to go look, and it's like, no, it's different enough. But anyway.
You know what's funny? If you were doing that in a fan film, if say the company's like, don't use intellectual property, whatever you do, and you use that, they'd be totally in the rights to sue you. Because any judge would say, no, you ripped that off. Like, it's not 25% different. It is absolutely like 4% different. It's the same exact shape. I didn't realize it was that close until you showed it up. It's like, no, this is the exact shape.
Yeah.
Basically.
Just they tilted the outer ones up a tad and then added a little star at the bottom.
I mean, I didn't know what it was. I thought Confederation when I saw it. Not literally knowing it, a reference, but I thought,
I wish they would have just flipped it for
yeah.
a V, like Venali.
Yeah.
Venali, right?
Yeah.
But no, it's legit just the automaton symbol. So it's fine.
Yeah, I do find it quite charming that he cares so much to have his own news network, which is clearly a rip-off of the Star Trek Picard Season 1 news network. I recognize all the graphic style, like it's that, but new. But I find it charming because, yeah, it's propaganda, right? But also, if you want to be sound legitimate, free TV for the quadrant, it's fun.
Some of the scrolling things are great. Like Admiral Vance's former aide says he's absolute evil. It's like, what? It's totally propaganda. Yeah.
That's why he's not sleeping, so it looks so rough, because that aide really went out publicly,
Yeah.
Leaders and civilians alike are trying to flee Federation space, signaling Federation weakness. I mean, you can't flee because you've trapped them.
Yeah.
And I do like these drone shots for whatever, obviously they just got a tiny drone to go. And it is a really impressive destroyed set. It reminds me of Year of Hell from Voyager. They really put some work into messing it up. It's very post-apocalyptic, but you get so bored of it at about 30 minutes in.
Yeah.
Both times I'm like,
I love seeing the cherry trees though burning.
yeah.
Everybody's like, they're always in blossom, and it's like, yeah, no, they're not. So,
but luckily they're back at the end. Absolutely fine.
Yeah. Fleet Pod, $2. Terrorist TV, basically. LOL. Yeah.
Although he's intriguing because I don't, like Jill said earlier, I do not believe he's actually wanted to destroy the Federation. I think he wants his own thing. because I think the way what's the guy's name?
New Spraka.
No, Paul Giamatti. Paul Giamatti played him very much with he's just a guy that wants to rule, but in a way that everyone can live, because that's the most profitable.
He's just a guy.
Yeah, so I do believe him. He says, this is a democracy. We all get a vote. Just because I have a bomb, you will get a vote. And he'll actually, I think he would have gone with a non-guilty and just done something else. Like, he's only forced to try and blow it up when he's pushed into the, we're losing to this end. Like, I've lost everything. I'll F everybody. Yeah. But I think he would have gone non-guilty and would have, like, put her in prison. He'd have found a new way to torture her that would have made sense in the, fine, you're not guilty. I think that's what I was vibing. He was trying to be as honourable as he could for the people, right?
But his reaction when she said guilty, he's like, surprised, and then yeah, it was just like, didn't expect that, but thank you.
Well, it wasn't going that way. I didn't think it was going to happen either. So I'm very intrigued, because if he wants to try and lead, if he wants to be a leader, you need that. And we've seen a lot of non-Federation worlds. They're not.
Later, Robert.
Oh,
he's taken off.
We've seen loads of non-Federation worlds. They're not all scummy black market gun facility planets. They're just people making lives that have chosen not to be part of the Federation, right? So he's appealing to lots of just civilians. Are you going to vote for a terrorist to be the leader of civilians? Probably not. You know.
Well, here we get his little story about how when he was a kid, the Federation supply ships would fly overhead and they'd ignore his little colony. And it was exciting for the kids, though. They were waiting for the ships to land and they never did.
It was like Christmas. Not really, but the vibe is going off.
Yeah, but they never stopped for us. So, we tried to stop them. We shot up flares, built fires, but they just kept flying. And it pushed my father to his limit. He created a crude weapon to take down one of those life-saving ships, knowing it would be his death warrant, but it would save us. So, and he missed. And in response, the Federation strafed us with missiles. It's an interesting choice of words. And rained down red hailfire on us. And his family didn't survive. Out of his whole colony or the mining facility, only 8 of them survived. So, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, it's compelling story. He acted very well, and I can imagine that if he had to be convinced, this is the speech you'd need to be convinced an actor to jump in. Because this goes beyond him being mad, quirky, like we saw from the first trailer. This is a really good speech, and I believe he believes it, because he does. But he's not he's not just that taken up with vengeance villain like Nero. Right? He's turned that pain into structure and usefulness. So he's more interesting for that regard. So it's a really good scene. And it goes on for a while, but it's really good.
Yeah, and he also points out that neither one of either him or Anisha had a real trial. So everybody's going to have a voice in this new one, So we're here to judge the Federation. They're on trial. And yeah.
Which, in fairness, again, second watch, it's like, the trial was a bit sus.
Yeah.
At the start. It wasn't illegal, but it was like, you didn't really fair shout. You went kind of hard on them and blah, blah. So I actually kind of buy that second. I'm like, no, we're going to do better than you did. Let them give evidence. I mean, you had Brackett in chains and electric collar stuff. You weren't actually doing it, he's a dangerous guy, but wasn't really a fair, nice trial, was it?
Yeah. And then, judge, jury, and executioner is going to be Aisha. Let's go.
Which is weird, because his plan didn't have her in it.
That's why I thought she was still working with him. Like, it just felt like this was planned from the get-go. If this moment ever happened, they had a plan. So. Yeah,
because if his plan was to put on trial, who was the juror otherwise? It wasn't her. I mean, maybe... Well, first of all, there was never going to be... I mean, he only knew about them today. So I guess there was never a trial, right? So this was not the plan. And only with her being there, he thought the trial idea, because they were on trial. So I suppose it was he's just improvising, right? Which, in fairness, that's kind of fun, actually. Yeah.
But back to the Athena, Raimi was ordered to do only like 1/8 impulse, which is like 1,000 kilometers a second. He's like, what? And so he like ramps it up. Let's live a little, and he cranks up to like quarter impulse. which immediately like. So yeah, they hit a gravitational eddy because he was going a little too fast, and he tries to back it off, which makes it even worse. And Jet's like, nah, yeah.
Kids
And then,
today.
and then yeah, and Genesis is like, don't overcompensate. And it's like, do you want to take the helm? And it's like, no, I'm just trying to help. Are you? Because it doesn't feel like I thought there was going to be more of that back and forth between them during this episode. I'm kind of glad there wasn't, but at the same time, would have would have been nice to have Raimi actually have more of a part of this episode because I like his character. But
I never saw him as being a pilot in any other show. He'll be a good pilot someday. Will he?
yeah, that's
What? I guess. Although piloting 1/8 impulse in a straight line isn't exactly piloting, right? I'm just saying. He's pushing go and sitting there.
yeah.
I'm just saying, right? It's like saying, oh, you piloted out a space dock well. You mean you press autopilot, leave space dock. Right? And it is, I don't really understand why at the start, which we did skip, you're right, Jet said, take us away 1/8 impulse. At that speed, you're not even in the solar system for days. So you're not moving in any, like, you're wasting energy. I'm sorry. All we can do, you're not going to achieve anything.
Well, they need to do repairs and stuff first, so
Yeah, so I would conserve power and repair more. Like having a helm just, I don't know, is a weird thing. So it's just so he goes faster, but even a quarter impulse, you're not doing anything. I mean, how long between the moon and Earth is half impulse, quarter impulse? It's probably hours and hours and hours and hours and hours still just to get that distance.
quarter impulse? No, it's still pretty fast. You still get to the moon really fast.
Okay.
1/8 impulse might take you like an hour or two to get to the moon.
Okay.
It's 1,000 kilometers a second, so
Yeah.
that's pretty quick.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, this is where Terima gets knocked over, and it's like, oh, are you fine, or is your inhibitor okay? They never show the inhibitor once until later when it's flashing between red and blue. I wish I would have been seen here where they showed it and it was red and doing that, because you don't get an indication that there's anything wrong with her inhibitor except him saying that.
It's
They
1,000% there just to remind you it exists.
Yeah, but they should have showed it, but like it's going red, like it did take a bit of a bump. You know?
Well, she did. No, this is. I would have cut this moment straight out.
Yeah.
In terms of it doesn't do enough. It's just to reiterate them. It's not interesting. But at least the fact they're so screwed means Jet's like, I'm an engineer, you know. I should probably go engineer. Yeah. You should, because you're an engineer. Oh, actually, we forgot something else. Earlier they said long range and short range sensors are down, very important, and yet they tell Terina to start scanning for the subspace signal.
Terima.
But they haven't got sensors, Jet, so she can't scan for it until they're repaired.
Well, she's doing communications. She's looking for frequency. She's not using sensors. She'd be using the communications array, which is different.
They'd be tied together, surely. Because it's still scanning subspace frequencies, right? Luckily, in the second scene, they're back. Short range are back, which they do say.
Yeah. Anyway, she's asking them what's next. They're kind of offering solutions. I love how she's kind of testing them.
All right.
And Caleb's like, how are we going to find Brock without long range sensors?
Yep.
And Reno's like, I don't know, but I'm going to head down to the warp core and fix it. You guys, you come with me. Everybody else keep doing what you're doing. Focus on those short range sensors for now. Use those. Anyway, there's a lot of dialogue here, so.
Yes. But it's procedural. I mean, talk about learning exercise with the kids, right? Goodness, they are.
And Genesis, you got the con. Please don't screw this up. Please, please, please. And then she says she has to pee.
Yeah, I feel like that additional please was an improv.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
It's like, yep, that feels better. Yeah, I don't love the I need to pee line. I get it, but it's a very Marvel line where you're de-escalating a real moment with a laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, did you have to do that route? I would have preferred, this is the other review, had she sat down, taken a really powerful moment and said, and got, oh, nope, nope, I'm not ready for this. Like, I haven't earned it. Because she hasn't earned it, right? Which is absolutely fair. She's only a cadet. It's like, nope. And then she does, she Captain Pikes it. She commands from the front. Or what, something like that.
Yeah.
Also, though, I know the con's important, but she should really be fixing the ship, not...
Yes. Not just sitting in the chair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Just saying. Like, time is absolutely of the essence. But, yeah.
We cut back to the trial, and it's like, hey, you don't have to answer questions, Aki, but if you don't, it's going to be construed as like guilt. So,
He takes her through the motions, which I appreciate.
please, give us your side. And she's like, first of all, Federation has never fired on civilians. It's not something that Starfleet would do. And second of all, the Omega-47 is not a weapon. We were designing it to be a power source. One particle could power an entire planet for 1,000,000 years.
I mean, it's not going to work, otherwise that'd end all stories of Star Trek. But,
Well, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You handle that.
Like this, I like that it's Omega-47, like the 47th attempt at creating the Omega particle.
No, it's good. I mean, I can't help with obviously hearing Omega-13 for Galaxy Quest, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But that's fine. That's fine. But no, and I like that she feels like she answers every question honestly. She's like, no, I've got nothing to, So I suppose she probably now knows about his story, and she now knows it's not what he thinks. So therefore she can use that not against him, but like, okay. In my back pocket is this moment I can talk about, and it's like, well,
I like how he turned it though. He's like, so you tracked down her son, the person you locked up, tracked down her son, and told him that it's Starfleet or jail, correct? Like, yeah. Was he happy to be there? Did he want to be there?
No.
Nope, not at first. And the reaction from the mom is like, again, I thought there was a twist coming here as well, something she was going to do, but
that's a super fair point. You really did force him there.
Yeah, and it's ironic because you're the reason behind all of this, and then you tricked him into going to Starfleet with the promise of helping him find his mother, which that's the irony because you locked his mother up. Like, I love it. If you're looking at it from an outside point of view and you don't know the story, yeah, that's pretty twisted. So it's almost like he was forced into indentured servitude in Starfleet because it's the only way to find his mom with the help of Starfleet's resources. So,
well, it's like, and later, it's near the end, but he's like, brainwashing. It's like, that did sound like brainwashing. You're not wrong.
Yep.
So it's a really fair point.
Yeah. And she says, so what did you mine on your little planet? And it's strontium. And it's like, yeah, the Federation had to make some hard choices. We needed to help people that needed help medically and for mass starvation. So we were very selective, and we did have to make some hard choices. You had strontium, something worth something, valuable, a fuel resource.
Yep.
You could kind of help yourselves by trading that or whatever. I love that too, because, and you're right. I mean, she was right, because in that situation, Starfleet would have to make choices like that and skip over certain places because, I mean, you think you check in and make sure everything's fine, but I don't know. They were stretched then, so.
Yeah, this is the post-burn pre-lithium. We know for a fact they had every single ship, took a long time to get anywhere, and then back. And it's just some random colony. But it works really well. From his perspective, it was everything. 100%. And if you were seeing freighters delivering supplies, then they were reliant on the Federation, which means the colony was desperate, right? They were so desperate, and then they were able to recover enough to not need it, is her argument. But because they were so dependent on it, that was a problem. Because they found something, I assume they found it, whatever. And then it all goes to shit. But her line as well, some planets just needed body bags.
Yes.
It's a really harsh line, but also that is also support. Some people just triage. Really, really good line and hard hitting and late damn. Yeah. But again, but he's not wrong, right? His perspective, his planet, his life, his family. both are sort of correct in their own way.
By the way, 51 people here, which is awesome. 47 likes,
Ooh.
which is also great. But let's get to 50 likes. That's 3 more likes. Hit that like button if you're just joining us or whatever. We appreciate you guys.
We do
Don't
indeed.
forget to keep super chatting and PayPaling
Yes.
with your thoughts about the episode, any particular scenes, anything you want to talk about. Let us know.
There's a lot to say, and we want you guys to be part of the conversation as always.
Yes. So the next scene is engineering. Now that I'm looking at it, I see, because earlier she established because there was a warp core plasma leak, they had to set up a force field. So I see the force field on the left-hand side, which is where the engineering room is.
Because you can see the CG
never
set
see.
extension, can't you?
Yes, exactly. I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
It's a couple times I watched it, unfortunately. Because this just feels like the airlock room again. Because it is. Yeah. And she's got the little like Jeffrey's tube type thing above her that she's like, but I didn't clock that this was engineering.
Would you say this scene felt cheap?
Yes, it did.
Yeah,
it absolutely did.
And it does show you how much Picard season 3, which I'm sure had so much lower budget than this, they made the same room be the quarters, be this other room, be the big one being the cloaking room, the room where he fights the changeling, all the same room, but the way they redress it, the way they do light it, feels different. Ain't working here.
Nope.
They haven't got redress budget. But like you said, I vaguely caught the set extension, which is funny because what says it's a set extension, I don't know. I could tell it was. Didn't catch a force field. That's obviously why that's there. That's actually really nice. But it shows that there is an engineering, they just don't want to use it. I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah, so they have a conversation here about how he's shit at helping people and he feels bad for the things he said to his friends. And well, you could have escaped with your mom. Why did you turn around? Because they were going to be executed. And she's like, well, that's good. I mean, but I've lived in 2 different centuries, and trust me, some people wouldn't have turned around to help. They would have looked after themselves and not cared. So you give a damn about your friends, not hurting people. So everything you're saying is kind of bullshit. So anyway, I like the way she dealt with it. She's like, cue the violins. Smallest violin playing just for you.
Yeah, it's a really... if the show was better in general, kind of like Battlestar Galactica, all these emotional beats would be just stronger. But this, I know it links in really well. It's, like you said, I asked you that in class. Now you show me really nice full circle, but they haven't had scenes together after that. He's been a nice guy for episode 3, right? So they've not really paid off in a way that the potential was there. But at least conceptually, I get what they're doing. But also shows that, through Starfleet, you're forced to do these really absurd situations. And it takes so much character for him to have gone back for them and not choose his mum. Showing you who you are, 100%, right? Trial and Tribulations does that. So yeah, it's a good scene. Visually, it's not very good. And it's so small and out of place for the episode. But what it's doing is good, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. Back to the goddamn atrium. Ugh.
I was still fine with it here, but the next one I was thinking.
I just love the pan of like the audience overlooking, and the one guy with his arms on his hip, like, just a disgruntled father, like. But yeah, she's like, I don't know if these people know what you did. Explain it to them. Explain it to them as if they were a child.
I was just about to make that joke.
I should have said explain it to them. I thought about it.
As if they were a child. That's great. That's fantastic.
So she's like, yeah, I basically had to put you in jail for, and you make your son a ward of the Federation. She's like, why didn't you come looking for me? You escaped prison. What did you expect me to do? I resigned from Starfleet. Da. But you didn't resign until after you had it's a whole thing.
I mean, you gonna jump into something?
I was going to say Jeff Jacobs throws in $5 and says, finally 50. Made Jeff pay. Let's go again at 70. I like this episode, but loved Reno and Aki was great. Thanks again for all of you and your support. Yes, absolutely. You guys are awesome. So are you, Jeff. Our mods are great. Everybody's great. Everyone is awesome. Everyone is cool when they're part of the Finale Raw.
Yeah, 100%. Yes, on this scene, I really am interested and intrigued that Baraka takes such a willing step back.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and not in a way, they don't kind of like, tell her, kill her, sister. He's letting it happen. He's just, right? He's actually kind of passive. I love this. I've stopped on the screen cap saying, I love a bit where she starts talking and she would like shakes her hands like this and she has movements. Really, really interesting acting choice that I don't know what she's channeling, but it's like, ooh, okay. She's doing it. She's doing her thing, which is really effective.
So she didn't rage out and become She-Hulk.
There's an AI fan of that.
Which was funny when she punches Noose, and it's like, you call that a punch?
I've got to comment on that later. But yeah, good. I mean, really good acting, really solid. She's selling the scene. And Swiss theme was more interesting visually to look at and not dark and depressing.
Oh. I love the way she digs into Aki here. She's like, I want you to feel this every day, like cold or hunger or a broken bone. I want it there when you close your eyes, when you're drinking, when you're laughing. You're 400 something years old, and for the rest of your life, I want you to close your eyes and see me. That's the only way I get justice. The only way I get to dance on your grave. And the look on Aki's face is like, holy shit. Like the acting here is great from both of them. So that was quite brutal to say. Like, I don't know. This was really well written and well delivered. So,
but it's a sad anger. She's not a warrior. She's not a strong lady, like physically, besides surviving. So she's just letting loose the raw emotion, but she can't aggressifize it, right? But that works. She's just venting. But also, it's entirely her point of view, because when Aki points out, you guys killed that guy. You tentatively agreed to kill him when he walked in, and like you did the crime, guys. Like, you did that. You might yell at me. I did what I had to do. You did what you did.
Yeah,
it wouldn't have happened unless you done what you did. So, but she knows, as in Aki knows that it's like, you can yell at me all you want, and I hate it too. Shouldn't have killed the guy. Shouldn't have worked with the criminal.
Well, she was just an accessory to the murder, though, because Noose did it. So I
as she said, you got the schematics that got him in.
Yeah, I know.
So it was entirely her that, isn't whatever it. But they're letting.
It's like a getaway robber at a bank. If you're in the car as a getaway driver, and the people in the bank murder somebody, and then you facilitate them leaving, even if you were involved in the murder, you're still complicit in that.
But if you got the door and bank codes that got them in the first place, and only because of you,
well, yeah.
So it's complicated, right? But Aki, I could tell, just lets her vent because this is a chance, right?
Yeah,
this is a chance.
And
it is the point of the season. I just wish it was more interesting set.
Yeah. So back on the Athena, basically Sam is crashing out because her dad's still not well. They can't find out what the problem is.
They defragged him.
Yes.
Literally.
So Genesis has to go down and so she gives Raimi the con, which is great. But and then so the doctor's still spouting nonsense. And I really thought that they were going to, because they said we can reinitialize this program and do whatever. I thought we were going to get like young doctor saying, please state the nature of the medical emergency, dressed in his Voyager gear. And then they were going to reintegrate his program, and he would eventually get his personality and his look back.
Stuart, that's a me thing. Why are you suggesting it? Why am I not suggesting that? It's so me.
I've listened to you for so many years. When that scene happened, I was like, oh, they're going to reintegrate this program. That's awesome. Because they said if we integrate him into the mainframe and then, what did they say here? We could reattach him to the mainframe and then reintegrate him properly. And I'm like, yes, do it. I want to see a young doctor in the Voyager gear. Anyway.
Oh, I love it. I didn't think for a second.
Really?
No, because he's not in the episode, practically, right? This isn't about him. They wouldn't put money towards that or time in this episode. Structurally, it's funny. I forgot about this. There's a scene in the last Red Dwarf bit of content, which is the movie, where Rimmer, in a similar vein, he goes from his original. They reset his program to do something new, and he has to go through all his modes, and they recreate all of his uniforms with the ears, and it's so damn satisfying to see them shown in HD, and they're really accurate and really satisfying. Even giving a big hairpiece to the first one because he's obviously 30 years younger, really satisfying. So that would have been similar, right? He could have done a single moment, de-aged, and they would have had him Voyager and then First Contact uniform, because he would have worked in that uniform for a couple of years. They could have grabbed a
Mm-hmm.
flashback. They could have done Prodigy. I mean, they could have done all the uniforms, right? That would have been really special. Never gonna happen, but that would have been fun. But no.
Even just having him turn him off and turn him back on again, have him be like, please state the nature of the medical emergency.
Yeah, I just think his program's too complex for that now. He's not that anymore. But yeah, she goes down to there. Does she tell Jet about this? Or
No,
just...
she doesn't. No.
Okay.
Maybe she did in the turbo lift. I don't know.
Maybe.
But this is the weird awkwardness between Sam and Genesis, and you're coming in like the hero, and you always treat me like a little lost puppy that's following you around, and things will be different now. I don't care. I don't care about this relationship shit.
Also, she was a lost puppy who followed her around. That's a very accurate descriptor.
She even acknowledges that. I have the memories of the cringe memories of that. So since I came back, I don't thoroughly understand what she's saying here, because Genesis is even like, it'd be weird if you'd expect anything different. Of course I'm going to treat you different. I mean, you went through something drastic. You died.
Yeah. And both times I watched the scene and both times I'm like, so how did they resolve their problem?
I don't know. I still don't know.
I get they're teens-ish. I get they are both kind of mature people anyway, right? But it goes from being here out of nowhere to out of nowhere. And then move on. Like, it's a meaningless part of the episode in every way possible. I'm sorry. But I don't even see either time how the dialogue leads up. Maybe they cut a few lines out, but I do not think so. That said, once again, Jaden, for as few frames as he gets, he sells Klingon Doctor really well. No notes, right?
Yeah, you speak gibberish to each other, but you understand each other. Maybe the doctor and the doctor's dialogue kept cutting in and out, and I knew he was trying to say something.
Yeah,
and the look on his face, like he's thinking, like, how do I convey this? Was great. So when Jaden said that, and he's like, yes, yes. And we find about gluons and Rubin particles and the it's not Rubicon, it's Rubincon. There's an N in there now.
Yes. I wish they'd done something slightly cleverer in that he was talking like, oh god, the people from TNG, Darmok people.
Yeah, metaphors. Yeah,
because he just is talking gibberish, kind of, but not kind of, because he can say Sam. So I feel like they just made up. He's just not talking properly. Well, there's no structure to it. I felt.
I thought this was going to tie into something more, because he's like, the glue on your shoe. Who used all the glue, Sam? I thought that would refer to something that she did when she was younger. Like she was doing a project, used all the glue or spilled it or something. That was going to tie in and be a little bit of a story there. Not that I needed that, but it's kind of where I thought it was going when you asked, who used all the glue?
Yeah, what's the shoe in this metaphor? And what's all the glue mean?
I assumed the glue, the first time I assumed the glue was the ship, or the shoe was the ship. The glue was going to be something that would drag behind them to clear out the mines or whatever. So yeah, I don't know.
So there's a famous scene from Tropic Thunder. It's the advice from one act to the other about going full ill person.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And if you're a full ill person without depth, it's a problem. You need the layers, right? That's why often like Sherlock Holmes is so compelling, because you can see all the layers of smart or scared child, or Batman, right? He's scared behind the eyes, even though he's killing people. At least Ben Affleck's killing people. So I wish I sensed any structure behind the dialogue here. He's just saying the same three phrases. Half of them aren't part of the dialogue train that lead to the solution. I wish there was more structure, and there just isn't. And I feel sad. Picardo's selling it, but I wish there was a bit more thought put into this. They could have had, like I said, had it been Darmok, would have been really fun to like try and retranslate metaphor, blah blah blah. Especially as you say, and I hadn't thought of that, him using, when we were kids on this planet as an task, you could have learned something about the characters. Yeah, but oh well.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But yeah, Jaden figures out that he's found a way to nullify the Omega particle permanently, and we move up to the bridge.
Now, what does that mean?
Well, they did it in Voyager with the Omega particle. It was the Omega particle was about to stabilize, but Janeway wanted to destroy it, and Seven was like, "No, wait, it'll stabilize." And right before Janeway hit the button to stabilize it, Seven saw God. She saw the Omega particle become
Koala.
perfect and stabilized.
Yeah.
And that's what they were trying to do, is create stable Omega 40 or Omega particle, right? So yeah, basically they're nullifying the effects of the Omega particle, so it's not stable. So they can't be used as a weapon.
I thought they were saying they're making it fully stable so it can't be detonated.
Well, yes, you're correct. Yes.
But does that mean they've just created hundreds of infinite power sources that they can just take to planets?
No, I don't think so. I think it nullifies anything about the particle. I think the fact that it's unstable is its power source.
That I'm assuming that was the logic, but it's really unclear.
It was good because the Omega particle was going to destroy Voyager, so Janeway wanted to destroy it. But Seven was like, no, it's going to stabilize. You don't need to. We can harness this power. And Janeway's like, nope.
But you know what I mean? I don't know if it all makes sense fully. Because stabilize is a very specific way. I loved the concept before this conversation anyway. There's 3 particles. Omega, the thing that starts the process, thing that stabilizes it. And I like in my head, each mine is a constant reaction of both triggering so that it works at desired. But they need a fail-safe to stop the mines or stop the particle self-created. And so that particle, whatever I said, gluon, is there to stop it because they need a fire extinguisher for the fire. Starfleet would have that in mind, right? Of course they would. If that's how it's framed, I like it. But if they're now stable, are they generally saying it's cool, you've now got all these things? I don't know.
I don't think so.
And if the Doctor knew it, and it worked, that means he got it from the database, because he obviously didn't know it ahead of time when he was in the database. That means Starfleet can successfully stabilize the Omega molecule, which means why aren't they using it for power sources? Because he already knew it. There's no... How can they? He knew. And it worked in one go, right? So I assume we're now going to have just like, what was that drive called that never came back?
Singularity drive.
Yeah, just like that drive. We'll mention every week. We'll have a mega particle being mentioned every week as a power source. Yep. Yep. No. What did you guys think? Because, you know.
Yeah.
But Stuart, let's see how the poll is doing. I asked the question an hour ago with 95 votes. Was this a good payoff to episode 9? I was expecting a landslide, so I'm kind of pleased. No wins at only 59%. So pretty even.
Hit that like button, guys, if you haven't already. We have 52 likes, 56 of you here. We can get those likes up a little bit higher. So hit that like button. If we get to 70 again, if we get to 70 likes, Jeff will pay again. Hashtag make Jeff pay. So yeah, consider hitting the like button on your alternate accounts as well. But anyway, yes. So yeah, then they run simulations and they finally get it stabilized, and yeah, lots of failures there, but they finally get it. Pretty interesting montage of it too, I think.
Yeah,
stability achieved.
It was well edited. I felt the satisfaction. It does kind of make you appreciate the Trek universe is not quite what it seems, in that they solved this problem, right? By having the computer solve the problem. Right? They didn't do any math or science. They just told the computer to run a simulation. It worked. So it didn't really science. I can find with that is most things, but there's no scientists working it out. There's no maths. There's no computer. Can we do this? Try it. Okay, option 6. Let's go. Do they know how to do it? No. You know, it's not as easy. It's just sort of it dumbs down a bit. You know, honestly, it's like asking ChatGPT. You know, did you solve the equation or did ChatGPT? Well, ChatGPT did. You didn't do anything. You worked out the question to ask, yes, but not the solution, right?
Anyway, yes, we can transmit this, make every one of the mines harmless and stable, and bring down that wall. Nu Spraka bring down this wall. Ronald Reagan,
Ah, excellent.
tear down this wall.
I don't quite understand how they could real-time communicate between every mine for thousands of light years.
Because of the signal that links them all together. That's what they're getting at. That's what Tarima's doing right now.
No, I know, but how does that go in real time to everything
know.
that's happening? Yeah. I wish there was a slight delay. They factored in a sense that it's such a vast network that for them to explode it, it'll take an hour for everything to travel and do. You know, it's the entire quadrant. I don't know, it just Blair. But guys, we haven't super chat in a long time, so do put in your thoughts. There's still plenty of episode left. PayPal, guys, it's the season finale, so put in your thoughts. I want to know.
But lucky timing, because Tarima just isolated the subspace frequency, and that means if we get close enough to him, we can control, use the frequency to disable everything. So
yeah, we're at the point of the episode where things have to get easier now to solve it, because it's like, oh, we did it. Sorry,
yeah,
are you a science officer? No. Communications? No. What skills do you have? Nothing. You did it? Yeah. Okay.
well, we found the star system he's in, but there's it's a big system with 167 moons. So we can't just go in there because they'll detect us before we have to know where he is specifically. So
yeah, I appreciated that.
And that's
as easy as it is to solve the issue, I like they say we haven't got sensors. Long range sensors are important. Although you'd think one system would be short range sensors.
Yeah.
But
they said it's a big system though, so
yeah. But I like that limitation. We know where they are, but where they are.
I like the 2009 Star Trek reference with the gas giant. We'll drop out of warp just in the orbit of it so that it'll mask us. It's the same as the Enterprise, like coming up through the.
Was that in the film or just in the trailer?
That was in the film.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember that film totally.
Yes. And then, so yeah, then we get the whole moment where I'm like, oh, you're not going to do this now, are you? Talk about your feelings and this romantic bullshit.
Well, they might die,
like,
so, you know.
I trust you. But then it turns into, hey, you tapped into my mom. You can track her. If you can find my mom, you will know where New Sprock is because they're going to be at the same place. It's like, how? I understand her tapping into his memory, his thoughts when they were intimate. That's fine. But this whole situation of like, I'm going to use you to track my mom doesn't make any sense because there's no telepathic link between him and his mom. Nothing like that. And she's like, oh, will you let me? Will you let me tap in? Yay. We love each other now. Like, no, he used you. He used you to find his mother. You were a means to an end. You should be upset at this because he essentially used you. I appreciate it wasn't overstayed, it wasn't overplayed, and it worked for the situation, but I don't think she would have bought into it like she did. Because he literally used her to find his mom. And I still don't know how that link is even possible, but whatever. It's very, as you said, it's very Nemesis. Looking, the sensor is looking for the Riemann guy, right? Yeah. But there's no explanation.
Yeah.
His mom doesn't have telepathic abilities that she can lock onto. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to go on my very similar spiel to Stuart. Guys, please explain this scene logically while I chat shit, because something here, right? But two things. I really like the CGI of them in this field. I'm not quite sure what they did. As in, did they just take the set and fill it with flowers and then extend it? They look,
I don't know,
they
man.
look there.
Yeah, they do.
But then I really like in the close-ups they're just spinning the set around, or they're on a little turntable to give the etherealness. I'm pretty sure that's the either green screen or LED wall. I think maybe green screen because the lighting doesn't really shift, but it's really effective, that little gentle motion. Just do something what's a very boring shot otherwise. Just really nice little effect. But yeah, the premise that she, a Betazoidian, who has psionic powers to murder, who can also connect to someone she's had sex with explicitly because they got emotional connection, somehow she can use his body and his mind to detect his mother, who's only seen for 20 minutes in 15 years. And not just that, but track that down in space 50 light years away.
It makes no sense.
To the meter, Stuart, because she also
Yeah.
see it in her mind's eye. She can see the ship, how it's configured.
Nemesis made sense because they were both telepathic. They had a link because he basically
Bad
got
things.
into her mind.
And it was super short distance. It was like touch at distance. I don't see any logic for this scene. How she could do this.
It doesn't work. And I'm glad it wasn't just a romantic. I'm glad there was a purpose to it. But I still don't think she should have responded the way she did because he essentially is using her.
I mean, everyone's using everyone in this episode. Just for
I know, but this is crunch time. They've already had this tumultuous relationship. The only thing that
she's fine, by the way. In general.
Yeah, the only thing that justifies her response is the fact that he's like, it's not a what does she say? It's not a gift. I'm not magic.
Which is nice to
like,
say.
no, maybe it is a gift. Maybe we can use it to find my mother. Because I don't know, Caleb to me, as nice of a guy as he is, he comes across as somebody that would use anybody to get his
rocks
what
off.
He wants.
Oh,
no, to get what he wants.
Well, that's been his entire life, right? And not in a mean way, just in a I've got to live too, you know.
Yeah.
I find it very.
Russell Bowes throws in £2.
Oh.
It says logically this scene doesn't work. Yeah. Agree.
It's a very, very Star Wars scene. I've got the Force. Right?
Yeah.
I understand the logic of in his mind she saw he loved her. That's why he said he loved her without saying it. But I don't believe for a second she loves him. Not even a second. They haven't spoken much. They didn't speak for 6 weeks. They had sex a couple of times for a couple of days. I mean, it's still just lust. It's fun lust. I mean, yes, fine. You can love somebody without really loving them. But in 20 years, when she's an adult, she'll be like, I didn't love that guy. Are you joking? It was my teen crush. My first boyfriend off Beta Z with a big dick. She doesn't love him. Damn it, didn't get a laugh out, Stuart. Damn it, I didn't get him. Yeah, so it's a really silly scene, and it doesn't make sense. But it's the same level of silly as the bomb wall. It can't work. Move on, right? You know. Yeah. But it does very much tell you that any person she's had sex with, she can find their family members. And that sounds ridiculous, but that, you know, that's a really powerful ability, right? She can track down the family members. If they've seen them for years or not, she can track them down.
Maybe because they're just reunited, I'd buy something about that, but there's still no link.
No, physically, no, nothing at all. I mean, fine if the twist is that she's basically super being, and she's got absurd. She's not Beta Z. Fine, right? But the way they play is like, oh yes, my power's that cool. Girl. Nah. And I would maybe buy that Sheikah Mzadi sense him across the solar system, right? That I would maybe give you, right? Maybe. But not light years away. No.
Well, Fleet Pod, $5. Recall, Terima is different from other Betazoids. Her psionic powers are stronger than the normal Betazoid, like Tam Elbrun from the Tin Man.
That's her entire character. We know that. It's not enough. Not enough.
It's not.
No.
How did her inhibitor get fixed, says Chuck Jones? She was on Beta Z for like a month.
Well, more than that.
She was after she was in a coma, yeah. And they replaced it with a new one, better upgraded one.
They V2'd it.
Yeah. Anyway, she finds them, or she finds them, and I love Jed here. As far as final exams go, this one's a doozy. If you pass, we live. If you fail, we die.
And people are commenting that it's not about the sex, it's about loving him. And it was in the dialogue that she shared really special with him.
Sex makes more sense because sex is physiological. Love is abstract. So I don't believe I think it'd be the other way around. I think the physiology of it would overrule the
Because
emotional.
that would entirely say that if she fell out of love with him, she would not be able to do it anymore, which she could do very easily, right? How many people
Yeah.
we loved and then we don't love now? I mean, we do still love, yeah. But that also wouldn't. But she doesn't love the mum, and it doesn't. Still doesn't work.
S1 Noir says, wasn't it a plot point that the new inhibitor is harder to remove? She just removed it like nothing. No, it wasn't that it was harder to remove. It was an upgraded one. It's obviously more advanced because it just attaches to her skin instead of being like inside that she has to pull it out. So yeah, it's not a plot point that it was harder to remove. No.
Well, they never said anything about that. They just said if you do it again,
If you do
you'll.
something that extreme again, you're going to die.
Yeah, and I'm fine with not killing her. That's absolutely fine. But I wish they'd mentioned even for a brief second, this might hurt you. No, it's fine. But if you can do this without any repercussions, then now she'll season 2. It's like Discovery, right? You expect her to do psionic powers all the time. But that's it. I like the visuals a lot of the shimmering ship inside everything else that's not shimmering or reversed. I thought it was a cool visual. Anyway.
Yeah. We get to warp into the gas giant atmosphere and the raise up like 2009 Enterprise. Great.
Yes. And back to the trial again. I think at this point I was as I said in our first review, my interest was doing this throughout the episode.
Yeah.
And I mean the ending kind of gets you back again, but it's like we're back here again. Very cheap episode. I mean, super cheap.
This part.
I don't know what happened this year. This is all blended together.
This is where she talks about the pilot, the shuttle pilot, and how he had a family that had braids. It was a family thing, and this was his last rotation out before
Hawaiian?
retirement.
Did I say he was Hawaii?
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, she also says you supplied the schematics, but yeah, the pilot, Lieutenant Akamu Lee, was originally from Sol 3 Earth, a place called Hawaii, and then yeah, they served together. She knew him. It was the last rotation before he was going to go. I think he got murdered by you guys. Okay. It sounds like
It was 2 days from retirement.
Too old for this shit. Yeah. Very lethal weapony. But anyway, yeah, you boarded a ship. You knew you had weapons. You knew there was a possibility that something could happen. You were prepared to use them to feed your child. Who shot him? And she's like, Nuspraka did. And he's like, yeah, I had to fire. It was self-defense. I really didn't expect that. I expected him to be like, stop lying to yourself and to others. You're the one that did it. Because I expected her to there's be some twist for the mom, and that didn't come about here. So, but no, this was interesting. And she's like, yeah, you not only killed him, but you also altered the lives of his children, his family, forever. You've altered your own son's life because you got put away. You had an impact on a lot of people because of one decision you made. Yes, you didn't pull the trigger, but you were a big part of what happened. And that's where she's basically like, no, Aki is guilty.
Which is odd because that's not where the scene felt like it was going.
No, it didn't.
Which in itself is interesting. But I liked how if you when you watch it, Shishi says it and he makes his big. She's like, oh, she like all. Yeah. I wouldn't say Carter disagrees. Like regrets it instantly, but she's like, "What did I do? I can't believe I said that. I shouldn't."
Yeah,
it was interestingly played. But
I think she thinks she's a bad guy at that point because that's how she feels. Oh. She hates Aki, but at the same time, she's backing up Noose by doing the thing she's wanted to do for years. Take out her hatred on Aki, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really interesting scene because what she doesn't say, what she doesn't act, is the story. What I take from it is that she's never, in all these years, been pointed out. I mean, why would she know, right? That the guy that died had a family, several kids, a full life. And I would assume if he was near retirement, he'd probably be in his 80s, 90s. And it was just a bog. I mean, this is some random colony. It's not a starship, right? There's an old officer doing his thing, about to go and retire with family. You know what I mean? It was that sort of story. gets him killed, and she's never once thought, what if that guy had kids? The pain I felt is terrible, but at least my kid was alive. At least I was alive. Like, what I was part of was worse, but I was so self-centered. She's allowed to be. It's horrible, but the damage what I caused rippled, and now that mum, that kid, that son, that daughter have the same pain but worse, and they never even got to meet Noose. So it's really interesting. She's like, oh yeah, but she doesn't say any of that.
Because
it's just all their performance.
The whole thing was basically like the Federation and Aki were evil because they put me away for a murder that I didn't commit. Yes, I was there. But it's then when Aki kind of exposes to her, like, yes, you think I'm a monster, but you're also a monster because you're responsible for that man's death directly because you gave him the plans. You gave Noose the plans to get on that ship. So you impacted all these other lives as a result of your actions. It's interesting because it's turning the tables somewhat, but it's also exposing the truth on both sides. Aki had to do what she had to do because she was a Federation officer. That was the Federation mandate at the time. It's not as cut and dry as everybody thinks it.
Well, that's what she said earlier about, you only, yes, you quit after the judgment. Although, if you'd done it before, it wouldn't have helped because you've still gone to the prison. And I like, this really early on, which says, then what do you get to be later? A teacher. Oh, that's cushy. Cushiest fool. It's like, yeah, that's a really cushy job in terms of, and on
a soft landing.
Like on Bajor as well. So, it's a very pleasant place to be. Oh no, what a shame. And of course, it is very disingenuous. You didn't try and find her. She was in prison. You could have gone to see her at any point, right? Use your connections, and it's like you didn't help her get out of prison for 20 years. That's on you. Well, if you felt that guilty, blah blah blah.
Chuck Jones says her current relationship with Nuss was never clarified. He helped her escape, but, and then Jill says, yeah, that's frustrating, Chuck. Yeah, but he says that earlier on. He goes, you don't want anything to do. This is when they first popped on the bridge and saw she was alive. Like, you don't want anything to do with me now, but at the time you were already willing to pledge your allegiance to me because I was helping you escape. Like, so yes, she did have, she used him essentially to escape, I guess. But
well, that's what she said. And at his point, she faked death as soon as they escaped.
Yeah. So
and that's the thing. That's where they're the twist factor, which I suppose if we were that is a twist. I mean, it was too obvious a twist to be a twist, right? The twist is there was no twist. But
I was expecting a twist.
Yeah, the twist. But yeah, it's interesting. And then I did not think she was going to say guilty. I didn't see that coming. It seemed abstract and like, oh, really? Okay. But the acting choice is like, she doesn't. It's really interesting.
Well, yeah. Because there was no twist there, I expected a twist here because it's like somebody's coming in requesting asylum. It's Caleb Muir, and it's like, okay. And then the way he walks on. I'm like, this is the doctor. They fixed the doctor. He is a holographic representation of Caleb for some reason. They're planning something. This is a distraction. No, this is Caleb. I was really thinking there'd be a twist here at some point. But no, that's fine.
Yeah, I and now having talked this with you, he should have said, another Lazarus runs the family. Yeah,
that would have been great.
Because he thought he killed him.
This time a boy.
Yeah. Because he thought he killed him like 25 minutes ago, right? It's the same. All the same day, but he doesn't really flinch that he's alive.
No.
And that's actually a really kind of a big plot point because then he'd also surely say, "Where's your crew, kid?" It's kind of important, potentially. The one ship to stop me. I like the grasshopper line, whatever he says coming out, the little bird, whatever the line is. I really like him paying off at the end. That's really good. But it does feel to me like a little afterthought, this sequence. I know literally it's a stall tactic, but it feels like, right, they wrote the story, it's really focused, and said, we haven't actually finished the main plot, which is our main character's plot. Let's have him. There's no shuttle bay as we know in the Athena, as far as we know. And then if they had shuttles, why weren't they using shuttles to try and go anywhere? Rather than fix their ship.
Good point.
Because they've really
good point.
Classic Star Wars conundrum. Because I didn't think they'd have shuttles. That seems odd to me.
And where's the shuttle bay on the saucer? I'd like to know. Anyway, it's fine.
And also they detect the shuttle as soon as they launch from the ship, which means they would then know they're behind Jupiter. They could send some ships in. At this point, the story doesn't care. Does not care. We're still going in the main plot. We don't care. We're just going to let the audience. And also, Stuart, don't know if you noticed, the bridge is real fixed. There are no more fires, no more smoke. It looks like they're on a different day.
Well, there's still shit on the floor because after Sam fixes the thing and screams and yay, she runs towards something on the ground and it's like, just stop. I thought she was gonna run into it. But anyway,
It looks
yeah, I would have
real
liked to
clean
have
in
seen.
comparison.
I would have liked to have seen Dots kind of moving in and out during the course of this episode, like repairing stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very small
Um,
point, but they lost the tension of that by this point. It's now just everything feels status quo in that regard.
Yeah. Jeff Jacobs throws in 269.
Ooh.
Says, "Got to head out, guys. Have
Ah.
a great one." Well, thank you, Jeff. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Ooh, how's the poll going? Oh, interesting. Okay, guys, keep voting the poll. It is a Sam-based question. Vote now, forever. Hold your peace.
You should have put Sam Trekyards in there as a choice too.
Oh,
But anyway,
no.
I love his speech though. Like, yeah, I felt like a betrayal every day. Being in Starfleet felt like a betrayal to you, to my mom, and then the whole like, there it is. That's the rehearsed speech, the brainwashing. I bet you they drilled that into him, and along with the the Federation anthem. Federation doesn't have an anthem, but that's a good idea.
I don't want an anthem next year though. Don't do it just for that. It's a funny
Oh,
gag.
they
Though.
probably will. They probably will.
Oh, Federation, my home man. Wait, no.
As long as we don't hear more about the Talaxian fur flies, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. I mean, a good line. I like his speech. It is a little bit propaganda-y, and while the mum is happy for him, I would still think the visceral Starfleet took you away from me and now you're working for them does feel a bit icky. Second time around especially, it's like, yeah, you are kind of working for the crime boss that, you know, like it might be a lovely thing to be part of and you might have found hope, but you still would have some like, okay. A little bit, right?
Yeah. And then she's like, Caleb, you took whatever chemistry. Tell me about strontium. It's like highly volatile fuel. Colors it burn.
And we're
that's
thinking,
his mom.
where are we going, guys? Where are we going with this?
And his mom's like, red, burns red. Because she's kind of cluing in too, is what the hell happened. And then Caleb's like, yeah, I gotta say, what I gotta say exactly what he says here. Burns red, like a match in a tinderbox. And Noose said that the Federation rained red hellfire upon his colony. And Caleb says that doesn't make sense. Federation fire, at least for the last few hundred years, has always been blue or green, not red. Dun dun dun. So Bracco, the Federation didn't destroy your colony. It was your dad. And you saw it from the point of a child. And you created your whole life, your whole mentality, your whole mantra around this ill-conceived fallacy, essentially. And he fights it. It's like, that's a lie. That's a vicious lie. Typical Federation.
Mm-hmm.
It was good though. It was a good reveal. She saw it. You saw it earlier on her face. Like she knew his story was bullshit. But I don't know why she waited till this moment to have Caleb be the one to like.
Well, because the chance of random people believing a kid who's less tarnished versus a Lanthanite who's been 400 years corrupted by Starfleet, I can see it being slightly more plus than the mum backs up.
Lies and propaganda. No, it's science. I love that. I love that delivery of that line. No, it's science.
But I also, from what I got in his performance, which I thought was really good, I felt like when this came out and it was very slow and gentle, and here's the you know, as you hear the science, he realizes instantly, oh fuck, she's right. Instantly. Everything about his dad, you know, his dad killed everybody he ever knew, except his buddy Fred and his janitor Dave.
Yeah.
But he believes her. He's like, shit. But he's lying to try and then convince them. Instantly, he's playing to the crowd to try and keep them. And that's why everything feels more fake in his acting. Because he's like, it's lies, it's fucking bullshit. But he knows. Because why would they know that? Why would they know that he would know this?
I love her final thing, though. Yeah. And it's probably the case. Yeah. But her final line of, is this the person you want to follow into the future? An angry child with his finger on the trigger, whose entire worldview is based on a lie? And everybody's like, yeah, nope, we're out.
Yeah.
I have a feeling some people would have stuck around because that's kind of the way the world works. Just because somebody's lying doesn't mean Yeah, I don't know.
And also, he's still got a bomb around the entire Federation,
Yeah.
and they're just saying, nah, despite that, whatever. It's like,
Well, that's the next line. It's like, well, now he's desperate. Now what? And the stabilization of the particle is only at 82%. So he's, and then they never really get to 100%, even though
it's
they,
called tension. Yeah.
I know it's like 92%, just as he's about to push the button. It's like, seriously? Yeah.
I just wish if these characters who were around Newsbracker had any sort of character to them, it'd work better. But they're non-entities doing nothing. So when they leave, it's like, oh, again, the scene feels smaller. You know, they're really here for anything? Are they just, you know what I mean? Does it matter? Did they do anything? You know, they really could have done with, I said a previous review, like an Emerald Chain person, ex-Emerald Chain, just other characters to kind of give something. And best case, as I said originally, I would love to have seen other witnesses, an actual trial, to actually have more, depth is the wrong word, but more perspectives to present that back and forth and kind of give more of a fun. Be less straight-laced, less, this is the plot, here you go, bam. Now I get depth is good, but so when they leave, it's like, okay, like, who were they anyway, right? They were nobodies, they left like nobodies. So at that point, again, the scale just shrinks, in my perspective. It's like, okay, well, you know, just saying.
But then he clicks the button and, oh no, Omega 47's been stabilized. And then ships coming in. Shit, that was fast.
It's also quite amusing. He asked the computer. So I guess he had the computer tied in, because it's not the ship's computer. That wasn't Stephen Colbert. It would have been kind of funny if he had answered.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah. But yeah, it's seconds. It's 4 seconds when they warp in. They needed tension. They needed to be at the edge of the red wall for the entire sequence with constant exteriors showing it. And then after they'll beam out, holograms fade, the wall just goes and then showing them on the other side waiting. Because here, they've warped light years in 1 second, and again, they don't care. They don't care. Or if Brack had been like, the Federation will be here any minute, pulls out a phaser, points at Arky, starts to walk up to her, right to her face, says, you got 1 chance to call them off. And we can build tension. Where's the fleet? Where's the fleet? Where's the fleet? Here they are. You know, they could have. There's no tension or emotion at this moment, which is sad, because they've never done this sort of shot before. And it's not copy and paste. I mean, it is, but it's not, right? It doesn't feel it.
Yeah, and then we got a legit, like 2-second shot of Vance saying, thank you for your service, Athena. Yeah. You've gone above and beyond. The fleet can take it from here. It's like, yeah, let's go. And there's cheering. And yeah, Sam's strutting right towards that debris on the floor. And she kind of like, yeah.
And Sam is a bit cringe, but this is a literally quadrant saving, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And Braca gives in successfully. And I really like Caleb's line, because it's not his line.
Yeah. He's like, well, hold on to how much you hate me, little fish. It'll keep you warm at night.
Why is that important, Lines, Jet?
Because that's exactly what Braca said to him when he was a child. Yeah. That's what started the series and it ends, season, and ends the season.
Yeah. But he didn't look that mad, though. He looked just like, you know? Like, of course they did. Of course they did. God damn. You know what I mean? It wasn't quite as heroic as it could have been. Or, like, big. Like, ugh.
And then She-Hulk punches him.
Pitifully?
And then Nala punches him too.
I have an amusing... I'm not an audio engineer by any means. I'm not good at it either. But when she punches him, that's neither here nor there. But what amuses me is the sound effect of his tooth coming out, which is opposite to the idea of him saying didn't hurt. Like, he was really saying that. He wasn't making a joke. It was only Arky that hurt. But the sound effect, they made a mistake. Punches him, as you can see, the tooth goes out this side of his, it goes on one side of his face, but then the camera cuts, but the audio stays in the same place, but the camera's reversed.
Oh God.
It stays the same place and the same volume, but it would be the reverse speaker. It's really small, but it literally sounded like, like it sounded like a stock library asset. They just didn't modulate, but it's a very small thing, but it didn't make sense in the edit. It's like the 180 rule.
I noticed something sounded off about it, but
yeah.
And then we get a nice fleet shot. Nice details.
I'm a bit confused why they warped separately back to Earth. Absolutely. Well, no. So if this is literally next to the next scene, then they repaired it in an outside Federation space because the atrium was trashed, right? And then they only reconnected at Earth, or did they warp to Earth, reconnect, then fix both ships after? But why didn't they reconnect to go to Earth? I know it's a fun visual, but why are they only connecting now?
No idea. Didn't even think about it, honestly. But yeah, it's interesting.
And the ship looks fine now, even though it was in several battles.
Hold on just 1 second.
Yeah, but it is a great shot. Really, really good shot. I mean, look at that fleet. They completely set up the fact that they had over half the fleet previously, so makes sense they would be here. Not a problem. Works really well, and it has a certain moment to it, which is good. Which is definitely good. Not so necessarily catharsis, but
Yeah, and we don't know how much time's passed either between the next scene where it's like, "Can I get menial labor instead of learning how to use forks?" That was kind of funny. Yeah, fork etiquette's in year 2. We should maybe rethink that. That's kind of funny. Yeah. I also liked politicians like that kind of shit. That line was kind of funny from Aki. So
yeah, I kind of thought we were going to see the president from Discovery.
Yeah, I was hoping we would.
Like I don't know her from anything, but I was like, oh, we're going to see that lady again.
The actress is from Man in the High Castle.
No, the real life person. The Earth.
Oh yeah,
Earth president. I thought, no, you're right. It'd be Starfleet president. Wouldn't be Earth president. Yeah, she should come back. You're right. The Cardassian lady. She was great. Half Cardassian.
Yeah.
But alas, not to be.
And I guess Aki and the mom have made up. The mom's still kind of hesitant. Aki waves at her, and the mom's like, "How's it going?"
Hi.
Still awkward.
But it's a good level
of my life.
I mean, she's always wanted to get back to Earth, and now she's obviously got free travel. I assume, she's giving her money, space money. Yeah. It's like, I've got some Andosian credits in the back pocket. I don't use them. You can take them. Wait, this is worth $1 million. Yeah, it's fine. So she's probably set for life now. Turns out working with the government often gives you better benefits because they have resources. But yeah, she's going to get to go to Earth, which has been a dream since day one. I guess she never made it. Because, don't know.
Yeah. Well, she was a wanted fugitive. She escaped prison. So I don't think going to Earth would be a good idea.
100%. Hadn't even thought that.
Yeah. Considering that's the head of Federation. Well, at least Starfleet's back there now.
Well, yeah, 2 years. Yeah, it would have been, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a baller move. I'm back, guys. It's not part of Federation yet. Now we rejoined last year. Shit! Shit!
I'm gonna go to Beta Z instead. They don't like the Federation. Oh shit! There's a new head of Starfleet.
It's fine. I'll go up with them on chain. Oh, for God's sake!
I like the little interaction here. You can go on adventures now, and hopefully, part of me wants to say that you won't want to come back to Starfleet, but we both know that you're going to want to. I like that.
I have a little bit of a hard time picturing him as mother and son, I will say. I think the ages don't quite line up. I know because in She-Hulk, which came out a few years ago, she was like a young 30s hip lady who looked quite fresh and young. And here, I mean, she looks a lot older, fair enough. And she's given an older lady haircut and stuff. But she's got to be 42. I mean, it's Trek universe, fine. But seeing her be in mum mode, for me, feels a little bit young for that. But that's whatever. It's an okay scene. They've not really had any scenes together to have chemistry, and I don't think they do. But also they shouldn't. They've not seen each other in 20 years or whatever, 15 years. So kind of both ways. But no, they go on some holiday together. So that's a story. That's that's its own thing. That's kind of cute.
I do like that. This is the one Stephen Colbert thing I like in this episode is like,
Oh my god.
please observe, cultural norms when you're visiting another culture, and if you take a lot of sunscreen, because if you attend any ladies' at weddings, you're gonna have to be naked, essentially.
That was for the fans. That was a slightly pandering line.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
And we get a nice shot of them meeting up at the bottom of the stairs, looking out the window. And you get a pan, and you see Discovery outside the window. Yay, Discovery's there.
I was right, it appeared.
Yes.
That's about it.
A lot of people missed it, though.
So it's literally in the middle of the frame eye line.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. We have this little moment when the gals hold hands as they walk by.
Yeah.
And I was shocked that I saw some people saying, "Oh, of course, if you're a lesbian, handhold at the end." Like they're a couple.
Yeah.
This is lovely. It's so gently played. Like, this is lovely.
Yeah. Not like they're stopping at the bottom of the stairs and like making out with each other.
Or even having cringe dialogue. If you lived, I would buy you a baka. Oh, you sweet girl. No, just it's the most lovely non-thing. It's really nice,
Yeah. Yeah. And they're a great couple.
Yeah. And even the thing with dad is small. I'm going to go with my friends now. It's not, nice. I was expecting, how do I say this, something to happen. I was genuinely shocked. It just ends on a pleasant note. Because what?
Well,
some sort of hook, some sort of development. And it's no.
The thing that confused me.
Yeah.
My name is Caleb Merrick, Cadet Second Class, Starfleet Academy. Stardate, fucking 5,000 numbers.
Yeah.
Because they're not short stardates anymore. This is my first cadet's log entry. That confused me somewhat. Weren't you a cadet this whole season?
I loved that because he hadn't done one till the end of the year. That's the joke.
Oh, okay. I didn't get that. Okay.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to give in to Starfleet. Okay, because it felt like a betrayal against his mom.
Yep.
Got it. Okay.
Last day
that confused the shit out of me because I'm like, what? Do you only become a cadet in your second year? You should have had Cadet Pickford, the one that's holding the badge, crying in the background as she leaves.
Oh no. Yeah, weird no payoff for her. As prevalent she was early on. I obviously didn't need it, but she was a major embarrassment point for the show, and so I felt like I could have done something with that to kind of pay that off.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just sort of ends. It just sort of ends way. There's a happy, cool. See you next year.
Yeah, really expected a post-credit scene as a hook for the next season. And like I said, these ending credits are interesting. They're nice. They're fun. Some funny things in there, but it does feel like a series finale ending as opposed to a season. So
yeah, that's what I said at the time. It feels very much like that's our cast. We finished the movie. Here you go, guys. Take your bow. Straight out of a motion picture. As you'd said, why isn't Kareem Jaden got Klingon ridges? Like,
it's just the actors' photos.
Yeah, well, exactly, but they could have done that for him just to kind of make that point.
Well, Laura Thok is in there too. She's just
that as well. Well, I love Vance being so old compared to everyone else because he's 50 years older than everybody.
I love what it's written on his too. Let's see. It says, "Don't call me Vancy Pants. I'm just a regular guy."
Oh.
Nova Squadron desired nickname Hellraiser. Nova Squadron actual nickname Vancy Pants.
Yeah, I didn't read any of
funny
these.
shit. There's some funny shit in these.
Secret skill potty DJ.
Yeah, Jet Reno. Number one pet peeve. Why do I come after the two voices? Because there's the voice of Stephen Colbert and the other one. And then wants to be remembered as, I don't want to be remembered. Leave me alone. Take your questions and go away. Yeah.
Interesting.
And the doctor in another life would be an actor. Most proud of Sam. Oh, he's proud of you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Biggest fear, a nickname. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah.
Very
Anyway.
odd. But I was definitely expecting, maybe not literally, but the scene at the end of Batman vs Superman where they get to prison and Lex is in the cage, you know, or Lex isn't, or Brock's not
Yeah.
in the cage, like something. I mean, it didn't need news in the second
Yeah.
season. Or if you want a real dark, you'd have had finishes and it cuts to Earth and it's just them walking San Francisco or anywhere, and the mum's with Caleb walking. It's like, oh, we used to get to when we were young. We did, didn't we? I'm gonna get some for us, mum. He goes to the booth, maybe he gets whatever, and then beep 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 beep. What do you want? I'm on my weekend off. Commander, the 7th Armada is ready for attack. No, don't do it. We must. I'll return to the bullshit, right? It's like, oh my god, she was a secret villain the whole time. We didn't see that coming. Is it Tyler Volk? Yes. What? Didn't see it coming. But no, it just ends. It does almost feel as if they said, right, we might not release season 2 because we did scrap Prodigy. We didn't finish it. The fans literally made us finish it. Like they forced us to finish it and to release it. Amazing. So we'll do an ending.
I just want to say something while you're talking. And while we're giving our finals, if you want to slowly scroll through these pictures for the end so people can read them, just as we're talking, just like leave them on screen for like a minute or so and whatever, because there's some interesting stuff there. They might not be able to see the screen caps any other way. So, all right, so this is the part of the show where you guys throw in your super chats for your scores, super chats or PayPal. We will be checking both. I will read those after we give our final thoughts and scores as well. And we'd appreciate any more support you guys could offer. That would be amazing. So please do so. And yeah, if you don't want to super chat or you can't, by all means, just put it in the regular chat and Sam will read those as well. We want to get your scores on this one. So it's really important. But yeah, I got a few to read before Sam asked me the pivotal question here. Classic for real, $2. Picard season 2, garbage quality ending out of 10. Damn. This is way better than Picard. Fleet Paw Swiftback, $5. Specialist Krebs, your Talaxian fur fly is pissing Captain Foley off. Please remove it before Foley squashes it. This is your last chance. Yes, that's fucking accurate. That's what that is. Fleet Paw again with $2. It takes 2 Akis in a trench coat to make 1 mirror. LOL. Yeah. Look how short she is. I'd say 3.
Mad.
One with one on his Aki shoulders and another Aki on her shoulders being held like sideways because he's fucking swole.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she probably weighs like 3 times her body weight, and half that's muscle, right?
Yeah. And Classic for Real threw in a PayPal as well of $2. It says Classic for Real says this doesn't make sense until after the super chat, but Commander Cocking forces me to revise my score. +1 modifier for having a couple doing a romantic showing while defying the corporate mandate. Cringe dialogue, boomers think millennials say. Perfect. Those were words. All right.
I think they were words at least.
So now is the question.
All right, we've had how many hours? 2 hours. How long has it been?
It's time to go. So ask me the question.
Excellent. So, Stuart, we've just reviewed it for a long time. We've been very detailed breakdown. We've given it absolutely its fair shout. We've asked the audience things and questions. How do you feel now after the solid review time? And, importantly, has your opinion changed? Because we've been pretty in-depth, like it less, more, and then finally, your scores we'll get into when we get there.
I don't think my opinion's changed. I still rather like this episode. Like I said, it's an upper mid for me. It's not the best of the season, but it's much better than the previous episode. So I'm happy for that. I just wish the stakes wouldn't have been quite as high, but the stakes are easily forgotten. Yes, they have to defeat the Omega particle thing, but it could have been on one planet. It could have been whatever, right? It's fine. I wish Raimi would have been in it more. I did like the fact it was a happy ending and not a cliffhanger, but the little sting after the credits would have been good. That was kind of missing, in my opinion. Dialogue's really great. I think all the dialogue is really well written. Everybody's speeches from Noose's to Anisha's Caleb's mom, and Aki's were all really good. And I don't think those scenes really overstay their welcome too much. On multiple rewatches, maybe it might feel that way, but I think the dialogue is so well written that you get something out of it each time you watch it. The cadets doing their thing is kind of like their final exam, and Jet being in charge was fantastic. She really had that teacher role model vibe going, and made the kids deal with things because they had to. That's just how life is. Thought that was good. Doctor was a little underplayed, but got to see as a mobile emitter, so that's a bonus. Yeah, I was overall just very satisfied with it. And there are some funny, which you're not scrolling through, but that's okay. There are some funny things in
I did that
those
already.
last.
It doesn't last very long, so I did that 3
Oh,
times.
okay. There are some funny things in there, so that's really nice. But yeah, again, those credits felt very much like a series finale as opposed to season. But whatever, it's fine. Score wise, personal enjoyment, I'll give this a 8.4. For all of New Trek, 8.5.
So it's
For
up.
old
So it's
Trek,
up there with Prodigy and Lower Decks then.
yeah, I think so. For all of Trek,
Well, Old Trek specifically.
old Trek. For old Trek, I'll give it a 6.9. But yeah, and for series or season finales, I mean, season finales, I don't know. I'd have to look at the other season finales, but it was pretty good. It's up there somewhere.
Like I said, just above mid, in a good way.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Do you want to read out some
Right.
super out scores? I'll jump in with my
Yep.
bits and bobs.
Russell Bows throws in £2. It says 8.5 out of 10 for New Trek. Fleet Paw throws in $5. 9 out of 10. Trenchcoat Akis. Revised from last night. Reno chewed the scenery. It wasn't overly cringe. It was a strong season 1 finale. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Now it's time for Sam to give his little dissertation and thesis on this episode, and this is final scores. So what do you think? Did it change at all that we had a discussion about it? It was a good discussion, good energy. Thank you to everybody that's here, but did it change your opinion at all?
And thank you, Arthur, for making it so long. So we certainly give you guys the content. Just saying. Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think I like it more and less at the same time.
Yeah.
Discussing the good dialogue and the bits you noticed, the bits I think you didn't notice. We both found other bits that we didn't notice, which was great. It was great. But the main plot points that are broken are more broken than I realised. And the fact that I hand wave and say, it doesn't matter, forget them, is an indictment on Modern Trek. They couldn't get the fundamentals right. They get good dialogue sometimes, but they can't get the fundamental story structure correct and good. And that's a problem. But we don't expect that from Modern Trek, unfortunately. If this was an TNG episode, we would remove like 2 or 3 points just for the nonsense of the story, right? We just would. It's like, guys, come on, you do better, right? But we accept that in Modern Trek because it's just not as good, which is why we compared Old Trek, because there's just a different standard, right? So that was the overall. But yeah, I like the dialogue better. I really liked it. So well done them. It's very dense and yet very vapid. There's loads of stuff happening, but also has moments when the same stuff happens again and again. You could improve it easily with some money. And because season 3 showed how you can do more with less, because this did less with more, but they got at least the dialogue right. It is a relatively satisfying season finale, but not a very satisfying story finale. Which is an important clarification, because we're really paying off the entire arc, it still feels satisfying, even if it's not doing a good job in the 2-part. It is kind of a best of both worlds. I joked that last week. Epic Part 1, scale, and then Part 2 just shrinks to a T. Same thing here, right? The concept Part 1 is so big they can't achieve in Part 2, but they do other stuff that's interesting, right?
Yeah.
Acting's good. I don't know where it's going to go from here. I kind of assume, lowercase a for assume, that the way they frame the ending, they're going to have new year ones in the next season, and we're going to split the cast with them being partially main characters and these guys. I don't see these, because these guys aren't good enough necessarily to be 3 years or 2 years of leads. I see it being maybe the next first year and their mentors, and there's you could reset it every year with them playing partial. Like, I don't need to see Tarina, whatever her name is, like, again. She's done her role, you know what I mean? You don't need to see that, etc, etc. Could on the Klingons, all the things we suggested last week didn't happen. No twists. Oh, it would have been hilarious though if at the end, and this is the last thing I'll say, if at the end, post credit, you saw Klingons warp in, and it's his dad say, "We are here to help, Jaden! Where are they? Sir, they've left." Oh. Too late. Like, they got there to help too late. Just a little end gag, you know. "We came to help!" Too late. Score-wise, yeah, I mean, it's higher average for the season. Good. And the fact that I'm not taking off too many points for broken main plot is interesting to me, because I expect it, so it's not getting that same thing. But unlike the laser tag, it's not boring, and there's lots of good stuff in it. So, but I've still got to be fair to the ones where there are bigger highlights. Yeah. I'm gonna say enjoyment 7.5. So still pretty solid, right? New Trek,
While you're thinking,
excellent.
I want to address the comment. Alex, or Alice of the Hole, who is a new subscriber as of last night.
Welcome.
So welcome, Alice.
Thank you so much.
She said, "It's nice to see y'all doing a well-rounded review. Y'all went above and beyond breaking down the elements. We do this with all Trek because it's all good and bad. So thank you for that comment, and thank you for being a new member and subscriber. We appreciate you."
Yep,
So,
the exact same format for every new show. So go back and look. You know, we can look at the Discovery episodes that are not good and say that one scene's amazing, that one dialogue's amazing, because they can be sub moments of amazing and sub moments of trash. Every episode of every show has that, right? So compared to New Trek, I'm gonna say 6.8. So I think still things at Lower Decks are mostly better paced and more interesting. But I mean, still pretty good for New Trek, right? Still pretty good. Old Trek, the dialogue is still pretty sharp in a lot of places, so that is going to keep it higher, you know. 6. So they're not that far apart. I think they're all around, like you said, upper middle, but touching the upper middle. So I've got all the scores, guys. I've not referred back. I didn't cheat at all. Everything we did there was first reaction. So we'll do some sort of look back at some point, and we'll say what our scores are. I'll tell you what your favourites were, Stuart.
right now or later?
No, I'm saying I will be able to tell you what your favourites are.
Okay.
And my favourite, because I don't know. I do not know what our favourites are. I'm very interested to know where they rank, because I can tell you what you think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
right.
some non-cheaper set scores.
All right, let's see what everyone's saying. The Stanleys, are they even still doing season 2? Yeah, well, yeah, they've finished filming.
Oh, Thrib says Lower Decks was the only one that was watchable or rewatchable. No, Prodigy is extremely rewatchable and bingey. Prodigy is fantastic.
Okay, so we've got BJ Churin 7 out of 10 for New Trek. Fedders Gin says same for season 1, 7 out of 10. Devo says 8 out of 10. Stanley says 6 out of 10. Chuck says 8 out of 10. 7 out of 10 again. Aussie is at 9 out of 10. Monks at 9.2 out of 10. S1 Noir says 6 out of 10. Best episode of the season. Oh dear, 6 out of 10. Joseph 7.3. Just okay Trek ending to a just okay Trek season. TK Master says, I would give the season as a whole 6 out of 10. The first 2 episodes were the best for me. I found the final unsatisfying, but better than most of the rest. Also
That's
fair.
a fair assessment. Yeah.
But I think we expected less, which helps.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, especially the second time watching it.
Guru 2000 puts in €5 and says 6.5 out of 10 overall for the show. It's a 5 out of 10. And just to finish the poll, as a character, do you prefer Sam 1.0, Sam 2.0, post rebirth, and
Okay.
post rebirth and trash? So the winner by 1% is both the same at 41%. Sam 2.0 at 40%. So
Interesting. She's not been in it very much, but I instantly prefer her. So, but I can see why she's similar, just subtly different. Okay.
all right, well, that's it for Starfleet Academy for now. But we're going to have our regular content, our regular lives every week. So make sure you're tuned in and hit the notification bell so you don't miss that stuff. We are going to be covering TOS in the same format this year because it is the 60th. So stay tuned for that. That'll be exciting. So
They may be brutal. We'll find out.
There'll be edited and live breakdowns of those. So it might not be like the same day every week, but it'll be. We'll try to keep a regular.
It's more life dependent. We'll say that. And I also don't want to stack the deck and like watch 6 and review 6 just with edited. I want to do them as we go, so we get the fresh.
Oh, absolutely.
So it kind of limits them to one a week. Like we can't. We'll do it faithfully, right?
Yeah.
Does that say format? I will just finish watching it when about to jump on this live. That's how we do it, right?
So make sure that you join us for all that stuff. Thank you, everyone that super chatted and just for being here. Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
you guys definitely came out for Academy. We were worried because we did a poll before the show started, and most people said don't do content. And I was like, damn. But yeah, I mean, certainly more interested at the start because people were interested. But yep, you guys stayed. Our regulars plus new people. Super chat's been great. Support us as much as we need. Thank you so much. Sub videos all over the place, but whatever. But no, I think you guys have enjoyed it with us. Really interesting experience. And do tune in for the brand new Star Trek called The Original Series. Starting soon on Peacock. Was that what it was? No.
Streamed in living color on NBC.
On NBC. Check it out on NBC, starting soon.
No, we're not going to play too much into that gag.
I hear Jeffrey Hunt is the star. And he's signed on for a 10-year contract.
Oh, fuck. Here we go. Yeah, he's going to be in it.
And Rebecca Romaine has signed on to play #1 in about 60 years.
Yeah. Till then, it's her stand-in, Rachel.
Yeah.
Anyway, on that note, thank you so much for watching, guys. We will see you soon. Fleet Paw throws in $2.
Oh.
Y'all make us go. You are smart.
Super true.
So until next time, he's Commander Cockings.
And he's got a Foley.
Goodbye, cadets.
Bye.
See you next year.
Oh.